Do you vow to bear the lantern's flame? Cast light into hidden and forgotten, though it burns away comfort and reveals truths long buried? Do you swear to tread where maps end and stars falter? To brave the darkness beyond certainty, even when the path claims more than it yields? Will you take up the charge of the order, to guard the innocent, confront the wicked, and wield light with purpose, not by decree, but by judgment of your own honour, in step with those that came before? Do you bind your oath to this great quest, to seek not conquest, but understanding, not dominion, but justice? Now go, bear the light, let it burn against the dark until shadows yield or you are unmade.
Hello and welcome back to No Danger. It's great to be here. Another session here in the world of Cinderfall, exploring our way through. Just as a little reminder of what happened last time, we had the kind of encounter with the mother, this figure that had been behind all of these kind of parasites and sort of hive mind that was going on in the village. But our players, I guess, discovered there was maybe more going on, a bit of a story to be unravelled. And with this kind of journey almost through the mother's history, our players discovered a bit more of who she was, her connection to a more ancient form of divinity in the world, and ultimately came to a point of reconciliation where she seems to have sort of lessened or left her kind of grip on this land, more kind of rejoining or remerging with the current god of nature, Ferroin. So we left off with our players in the midst of the dungeon, just at the kind of very bottom of this laboratory, and we pick up this morning with them emerging out of this laboratory, this ancient sort of lab that they've been in. So just to give you guys a feel, you kind of crawl your way out of this kind of flooded ruin of a research centre, against the kind of blinking against the kind of muted light of the world outside after being so long underground. The thick, oppressive fog that you'd gotten very used to in the moors has actually notably receded and been replaced with a thinner, more clean, clear kind of mist to it. The air, it hits your lungs, it's cold, it's clean, it's carrying like a faint scent of wildflowers, in a kind of notable change to the more kind of stagnant air that was prevalent before. The ground underfoot just feels that little bit firmer, and there's a welcome relief from the kind of spectre that hung over this land has definitely lessened or released its grip. So what are you guys wanting to do?
What time of day are we at?
What time of day are we at? Between rests and stuff, let's just call it late morning. I don't know. We've gone through the night. Yeah, consider it a long rest. For simplicity's sake. I think you might have actually, well, no, I guess there was the fight at the end of it, yeah. Consider maybe a rest up and then you're out the other side just to keep things straightforward.
So we have a 70s shopping montage.
What?
That feels
in the
like
middle of a field.
yeah. You're currently in the middle of Moorland.
It's camp.
That's it.
I found a really good flower patch.
Yeah. Love that.
Are there any flower-based merchants?
There is, other than you, there is no one else around for like you. So the lab was a good few miles or so from the village, at least. Like it was a good kind of, I think it was a good few hours or so worth of travel.
So unlocked fast travel.
You have not unlocked fast travel.
Just a quick thing before we left the station underground. Could I have taken some samples of those sort of like barking animals that we fought 2 sessions ago?
That's fair, yeah.
Just could I do a couple of survival checks?
Roll me survival to see how well you collect.
I'm rolling bad already. Where are we? Surviving. We've got 9. So I didn't do that well. So. I get some bark.
Call it 2, from the experiments, those ones are you meaning?
Yeah, from the experiments, yeah.
I mean, it's not that hard. It might not be the most ideal sample, but...
Yeah, like
Can add a
quite
couple.
roughly cut
Yeah.
apart. So
I think I would like to inspect this weapon that I found at the end. Was it kind of amongst the sort of the trees?
At the kind of what was left behind essentially after the fight, there was basically kind of propped. So there was the seeds. There was this kind of vambrace. Is that the right word for it? And then also this kind of big, basically kind of bat, but sort of woven in wood and such like, kind of all around it. So
cool.
You can. So if you want to investigate it, I think you both have them in your inventory, so you can. If you take that time, even overnight, you could have done that.
So it requires attunement as well, right?
Yeah. So in the midst of that long rest and such.
Yeah, I would have just been like checking it out and like. Just swapping it out for my.
Splinter bat, and then I think the root spike vambraces. So
I also did that.
you can attune to them as well. I think they both need attunement.
Put my regular baseball bat in its slot in Gus.
Does his voice go higher?
Yeah, it's on my crotch.
Does your voice get
You
deeper?
keep that for me for just now, pals.
Yeah, sure.
Gus just changed his voice.
Relationship
Cool
with
good.
your
Cool Gunner.
Activated the new voice of Gus.
The Gunner voice. When he becomes a goon.
No comment. Not the first time I've been called a Guna.
my goodness.
Seems appropriate.
Right, well, that's a good start to our time together. When we're sort of having this sort of walk back as we're sort of leaving the area, does it kind of stand out to us that we just fought alongside God? Question mark there at the end. Like what?
Because you've been fighting alongside me for years.
Well, beside that, Phineas, I think quite quickly I receded to myself and stopped the question and kind of like almost zone out on what's kind of happened because it kind of feels a bit overwhelming.
Like, well, I know what you mean. Like, I've based my whole life on following Gruvor, and to have an interaction or a moment of that tangible nature, that clarity, it's even a lot for me.
I thought that the gods weren't really invested in our world. It felt a genuine connection.
The gods are always present, though. I mean, your god. What's their name again?
I take out a small necklace, and on it there is like a fragment of what looks to be a crocodile type person. And I'm like, this is my god. It's like a token. Good luck.
And you've heard from your god. You know they are real.
No. It just looks like a crocodile. Looks like an alligator. Ties into Mr. Pickles over there.
But in nature it is.
Do you want to roll me a religion check as you?
As in for me?
Yeah.
To see if I know this alligator.
I'm not doing the religion check.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's an 18.
So, what you see, let me just actually make sure I've got my own notes here. This is. So, first thing you notice, this is not a crocodile.
Okay.
Like,
it's
the smudges, the green algae that's on it.
You can understand how someone might think it's a crocodile. It is not a crocodile. It is. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry, one moment. It is actually it's a dragon.
Talking about dragons there, bud. There we go.
We're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
That's it.
Let's get it.
Sorry.
Now, the weird thing about this alligator is it's got wings, but apart from that, it looks like an alligator.
Yeah, so this is Equilor, known as the Scale Keeper. So like this is the kind of god of like justice and charity, harmony, equity, restoration, healing, that kind of thing. So they are sometimes depicted as a dragon of radiant silver scales. But it's and that's clearly what this is like the fragment of is their more dragon form, but they're really the kind of, in some ways, the god of kind of the just and the right and the balance in life, that kind of thing.
Well, I know we got alligators back home in the sewers, but I ain't never seen one with wings. You seen anything like that, Gus?
Not recently.
Oh, recently.
Yes. I have readjusted the bat, so my voice is back to normal. This voice at the end, after the mother gave herself back to Farrowin, or whatever exactly happened, did we all held the voice like a deep fatherly voice of the father?
Wait, only.
No, I think
Or
you
did we
all heard
we
it.
did all-
Everyone heard it.
okay,
You all heard it, but I think only the ones that were connected to Farrowin recognised that this was
Alright.
likely Farrowin's voice. So to clarify, like the mother herself was not a god in a full sense. From what you'd picked up, she was like a sliver, a
Yeah.
fragment of divine from an ancient time.
Right.
The voice at the end, however, that
I've got intelligence to 6.
I know.
That's a good.
I'm more just clarifying on
Yeah,
player
yeah,
level.
That's all good. That's all good.
But
So-
but the voice at the end,
Yeah.
and the thing. I mean, anyone who wants to roll me a religion check.
Do you love religion? That's another 18.
Set, you're all about religion, boy. Let's
Nah.
go.
That's actually what my character is.
That one.
Sounds like your
so
paladin.
at the very least, I think Dole would know. Particularly, like you've worshipped Kruvor all your life. He doesn't speak. Like you don't like. There was stories of a time of myth when the gods were like very much present and in the world. But the notion that they have their influence, they clearly grant their power, but there's generally speaking a standoff nature. The idea that the voice breaks through is in itself quite remarkable.
This might be a bit of a reach, but I sort of imagined that Gus was quite familiar with this voice, actually.
I think he could be.
Especially in like his earlier days, like he has a familiarity with
yeah.
the voice.
I
even
think-
if not physically.
Yeah. I think maybe he could be familiar with the feeling of the voice. I don't know if he would have heard like a necessarily like a kind of booming voice speak, but I think he'd be familiar with the feeling, the presence,
Yeah.
the sentiment of it, if that makes sense.
100%.
Well, I feel this seems as good a time as any for you to start considering whether you worship things of this world or things that made this world. I'm happy to talk to you about Farrowin for genuinely as long as you have time.
I've got these pamphlets.
I've actually got several books. Basically, just don't listen to anyone else. Just I will tell you all about. Maybe if they believe in Farrowin, they're okay. So even then, sometimes they get it wrong. I know best. Talk to me at any possible eventuality. I'll keep you right about this, about the way things should be.
Did you grow up bread them? Or just
Well, that's the sect of my Farrowin studies.
Well, I don't think I ever really embraced the notion of the gods actually being a thing more than just like there being paladins or clerics. But yeah, maybe I'll take you up on that. And again, recedes into himself. Was a bit.
don't worry if he goes a little bit fine. I've talked to him about the gods before, but it might be a little bit above his head most of the time.
What?
The gods ain't done nothing for me, so I ain't gonna do anything for them.
I mean, I've got a god that I follow, but I've never heard a voice like that before. Audibly good. Everyone could hear.
Yeah, that was pretty surprising.
Well, are all of your deeds reciprocal? You must receive something to give something.
Look, a man's gotta have a code.
Your code is don't.
I do something for you, you do something for me. Everything's
Okay, so yes, you could do something for the gods first, and then they would do something for you. Or it is only the other.
If they wanted to grant me with some sort of favor, then sure. Maybe I'd be willing.
But would your eyes be open to the favor being from God?
Sure, there's gods. Gods exist. Plenty of them.
Do you know what? I find it fascinating that you two have been travelling for years together and still not had this conversation. Gus, this would be my first conversation with someone including you.
To be honest, I haven't really been thinking about my relationship with Farewell for a long while. But yes, recent events have reminded me, oh yes, there is this big guy who always is talking in my head.
What?
I assume this was what you call like
Wait, you
conscience?
know you know who this voice was?
Yeah, we all have this voice like in our heads.
Normally, no, really.
You don't have a little voice in your head being like,
Oh,
oh,
sure.
you should do this, you should do that. You don't have this.
Oh, like a kind of
Kill 'em all.
moral
Yeah.
compass.
We all have a conscience, Gus.
Yeah, that's like a little voice talking to you.
But you're saying that this voice that we heard was the voice in your head.
I could tell it was the same guy that was saying the thing.
Right, because normally I think your conscience is your own voice.
Well, yeah, it's kind of my voice. I mean, he has a different accent, but our judgment seems to be pretty aligned for the most part.
Well, how would it be a conscience then if it's telling you how to not do bad and to do good? If that's what you think anyway.
Well, sometimes
You're lying.
Sometimes the voice in your head, do you not slightly disagree with it?
But you were saying you were aligned to it, so that's the point.
Lying?
Aligned.
Yeah, for the most part.
I'm going to leave this conversation.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Are you saying after
but-
this experience you feel closer to that voice?
No, not really. Not the same.
Well, maybe in the hopes of bringing you back to who I'm assuming is Crewhor himself. I'd like to try and take one of the seeds I've got and like sew it into his fabric as a tree person.
You've got 4. There's 4 seeds.
I've got
so
4.
you've got
Never
4
mind.
seeds.
I'll just put a little flower on it.
They're little, like, kind of polished. They almost look like little, like, polished stones. Is the best way to describe them. But they have this very faint kind of warmth and glow to them. But you only have 4.
Oh man, no, that's right. Just give him a pat on the back. Here's a flower.
Just imagine him like moving the mossy hair back and putting it in his ear.
That's beautiful. What is that? The chrysanthemum?
The pop-up flower market that we found.
It might be good to get back to town to see if the separation from the god has done more to those that were closer to him.
I feel I can already see a difference, so it would be interesting to see.
How the people are doing, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's the only town here for miles, so we should definitely go back that way.
Pick up some supplies for the journey back.
Someone want to roll
Town's
me
just in ruin.
survival to see if you can actually work out your way back,
Oh.
okay?
Sweet.
Well, something that I wrote it.
15? Yeah. You can wind your way back. It does take a couple of hours. Like you're fairly far out into the moors, but you can kind of retrace your sort of steps. You do on the way. You pass through the remains of that ruined campsite of the researchers. There is currently still just Tovrite's dead body, just kind of slowly decomposing there.
Okay. Should we...
Oh, did you
Oh,
bury
yeah,
it? Sorry,
you
I
did.
apologies.
Yeah, you did.
I forgot. My mistake.
I wasn't with you when you came upon this. Who was here? Do you know the identity of those who were murdered?
The researchers that came through town that were kind of coming out this way. We the Tovrite's shop. They bought some supplies and then went out into the wilderness. And he followed them, or
I think he followed them, but I don't know if he got killed by them and then they went into the temple, or if the townsfolk got them here and killed him. But he's got his throat slit.
Right.
I don't know why they would do that unless they were controlled already. But it seems like they knew. But I don't know.
Was he bringing some supplies to the camp, or?
You did find in his shop a little ledger that had a description of how to get to their camp.
Yes.
To deliver more supplies.
Yeah.
I was supposed to meet with Tobrat.
Oh, well. I guess it's cancelled.
I figure you don't want to meet with him now, given that he's 6 feet under.
Yes, that's probably true. Did he have any information? Did you
Yeah, you can roll me an insight. John,
did you search him?
roll me a persuasion or deception.
No, don't worry, I got 2.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty safe.
We found him like this. He was already dead.
Was the note that was in the lock chest, was the lock chest stuff his, or was that the researchers?
What specific note? Remind me.
It's I just have a kind of thing over here, a quote
did
saying,
both
all
fi-
findings off ledger until confirmed by austere at the Salancian node.
That was from the researchers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they seem to have connection to something else.
Thing is, what were you doing here already? Like when we got here, whenever they asked that question, when we got to the temple on the ground, you were already there and captured by that robot thing, whatever it was. Why were you there? How'd you get there?
I had gone.
That's a good question.
I've gone off to Tobrat. It was supposed to be something that we were reading about a little bit outside of what we were working on as a team at that point. I'd been sent on a mission, and I was supposed to meet him to get some information. I've never met him before. I was told to meet him, but I was ambushed as I was heading through the woods.
And did you see your attackers?
I did not.
So
How did you get into the facility?
I have no idea. I was knocked unconscious, and I woke up in that
Back to tank.
glass tube.
It's enough for me. Hey, his business is his own. I don't mind. Whatever. His business with toll rights, none of mine.
Again, I rolled a 2. I can't look any further into that.
Yeah,
Well, no,
you're right, yeah,
we can't read the
He's just like, no. Like, you're there, we rescued you, you're back, you're a good time on the team, he likes you, but if you want to go and do secret business, he's like, go for it, absolutely.
I suppose we'll continue that conversation when we're walking, maybe asking a couple more bits and pieces, but I don't know how much more we can figure out.
Feel free.
Why didn't I ask that last session, or the session before?
We were fighting a god.
We were kind of going.
With a god.
Take some out of your attention. That point.
Yeah. So there's more pressing matters.
Hold on, boys.
Hang on.
How did we all get
here?
Like, not just physically, but mentally. How did we
How are we
here? This is affecting your soul.
I'm pretty sure as well, John, one of the things you'd said was you were scouting ahead, if that helps.
That's what I
But
did.
that was one of the things that was mentioned before you were kind of scouting.
And how long was Tovrak dead for? Like a week or 2?
I don't know if anyone did that check, to be clear, to be honest.
Did they walk on Hullage?
By this point, it's been a couple of days, so no.
Is there anything different about the campsite? No, it's just the same as we left it.
Yeah, maybe a few more animals have been by, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Bit healthier.
I'll take the note that I wrote and just rip it up. So I was leaving you a note so you can follow us.
No, it
But he was already in front of us.
Yeah, I didn't know that, so.
He was in a vat of acid or something.
I know, but I didn't know that, so.
Much appreciated, cuz.
That's why. You always say cause, and I always think you're going to say something after, as in, because this. But you never do.
My cousin.
saying cousin.
Well, agree to
I mean,
disagree.
he's not actually my cousin, but you know, he's my cousin. You know how it is.
Oh, it's like Kari.
So,
To be fair, in the letter I said to my brother and cousin.
See, where I come from,
Family.
it's actually quite common to be cousins with everyone. Actually,
I mean, well, as you can tell from the whole brother cousin, but it's a very small gene pool we were looking at.
we have that in common.
Well, we're all inbred.
To clarify, one of you is an elf and the other one is a
Yeah, no, I
halfling.
know. There may be a common ancestry there, who knows? Adoption's always a thing too, you know? Who knows?
Cool. Are we heading?
Yeah, back to the
We're,
village.
we're saying this while we're
Yeah, let's not explore more into
We
that.
must be close now.
So as you make your way back, you kind of reach the edge of Haver's Fen. The kind of stone cottages, everything stands quite still. There's a kind of electric unease in the air, and you notice that kind of gathered in front of the headman's burrow, the whole village, it seems like, is all like clustered together. Like there seems to be some kind of village meeting going on as you kind of reach the outskirts of the village.
Good morning, people. We have returned.
Is anyone gonna even recognize us? We're all under the thing.
So, like, as you come in, you're immediately met with like really suspicious looking like what?
Yeah.
Roll me an insight if you want.
The girl in that runs the silk remembers because they're moss were eating the things.
Oh, yeah.
We can chat to a few folks as we're coming through.
Were they?
Oh, we spent
Yeah,
a
so
whole day.
what
in
was the
Hampton.
insight there?
Very bad for me.
15.
15.
Oh, I was like 8.
Okay, I think you would at least clock. Actually, I think 10 and above is probably fine. You would clock that the vast majority of the village have no idea who you are. Like, so you recognize a few of the faces. Like, there's folks there like Martha Renfield, who is like the innkeeper. Harlow Bren is one of the like dwarf kind of blacksmiths. There's obviously the headman himself, Yorick, I think, and such like.
Yorick.
But-
like raised area that have gathered around us.
Yeah, so it's kind of there's the headman's burrow, his like kind of the sort of main house, sort of not quite mayoral house, but like the equivalent, like the alderman house. And he seems to be at the front, like Yorick is, and the half orc, and then there's the town is gathered round, but they've all like parted and are looking at you very, very suspiciously and very confused, and no one seems.
Good morning, Yorick. It is good to see you again, my friend.
What did Yorick sound like? It's been too long. Who exactly are you?
Did we
What are you
actually
doing
talk
here?
I thought it was him that
It
talked.
was, yeah.
We
Me
hid
and-
away, didn't
Who was it? It was me and Ian's character went for Tia's house.
we? We hid away,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I'm going for deception.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, you're going for deception.
Okay.
I'm trying to lie.
Okay, good. Now you said that in front of everyone. We love this.
That's good.
Sorry.
Yeah, who are you lot? You've appeared on a morning where all of us seem to have wake up and find our minds empty, and you turn up. What did you do to our village?
We have done nothing to you, sir. We passed through here just a few days ago.
We, I don't know.
Well, Yorick, I think what's happened here is you've been part of history,
Not a good idea.
Yorick, frankly. You didn't decide this. I mean, frankly, neither did we. We're just some humble Brass Lantern interns, really. And we stumbled across a fragment of a god. And look, we didn't choose it. And you'd all been eating slugs. And long story short, we've saved you from celestial powers. And look, a simple thank you would do.
Are you mad? What in the? What is this? And there's
You've
a
all been under
rising
a
kind
spell,
of suspicion from.
and we ended the spell.
That's right. What my
We
friend
came-
was trying to tell you was that there has been a power over this village for some time. We were sent here by the Brass Lanterns to investigate what's been going on, and we have managed to quell the powers that have been drawing everyone together.
Roll me a persuasion check, and either one of you can do it, and
Yeah.
the other one can give advantage. So whoever wants to take point.
Okay, you take that.
24.
Yeah, take that.
Nice.
Take advantage.
Nice.
So the immediate sort of I guess aggression slumps back a bit. he is still clearly trying to process, and you can see that on all of their faces. They are very confused. What he says, like when he says that they can't remember, they really like they are trying to work out what's going on. And
Was there anyone who did remember us?
roll me, I guess,
was,
perception or
Was it
investigation to
Harlow
sort of
Wren
ground.
at the Glimmer Mill? Or was it Elspeth Moore?
Elspeth.
Actually,
Elspeth was at the Glimmer Mill, yeah.
What am I rolling, sorry?
Perception,
Harlow's there as well.
to see if you can spot them in the crowd.
15.
15. Yeah, you would see in the midst of the crowd. Sorry, I keep on losing my place.
Also, do we have
Yeah,
like...
Elspeth, you see the dwarf. She's kind of at the back,
Oh, yeah.
and is clearly kind of trying to maybe like make herself a bit more known, but she's like she's a bit smaller and is further to the back, and they're all focused on you.
I think we maybe shout out. Elspeth, you remember us, right?
Hey, I do. I can't remember. We need to take better notes of how everyone says. Yes, they are telling the truth. They were here. They were here to help. I spoke with them at the hatchery.
And also, do we have like official documentation saying that we're like from the Brass Land?
Don't you have the 3 wishes of
we do.
glory?
I do, but that's like
it's got the seal and it tells us our mission.
files.
You
Like,
all have
seal the
lanterns. I don't think you got badges or anything,
What?
but
We do have like a
you
rope
got
thing.
you each got your own like lantern.
Yeah.
Oath though, don't we?
Yeah, we do have
something
the
with like
Ah.
We
yeah,
sent-
like
you can
documents
do
with the
something
seal
with
on
it,
it,
yeah.
and then we've got the lantern.
Let's ask him, crowd. Tell me, do your memories just feel hazy from the last period of time? What's the last thing that any of you remember?
So you get kind of a variety of responses. Some folks are like, the consensus seems to be like, I just can't. It's all fuzzy and blurry, and we know the seasons changed because the Earth is different, but I don't know. Like, there's a lot of that kind of vibe of.
That's what's been happening to you. This creature's had control of your mind, so you've just been almost going through life without being conscious.
And then Yorick is then like, do you know what happened to Tovrai? We've done a count of the village. Everyone's here, but him. Have you seen Tovrai?
I would suggest Tovrite was one of the last remaining bastions once you were all under this god's control. He had the fennel and elder twine. He was trying to make shipments, but I think whatever was controlling you all took over and wanted him gone. We found his body in the woods.
My friends here gave him a proper burial.
Was it
He
Tolvright that
wrote-
wrote to
yeah.
the Brass Lantern?
He was the one that, yeah.
Yeah, Tolvright, he's the one that called us here in the first place. That's why we heard the rumors of what's going on. So, you know, he's ultimately it's his.
He just sacrificed it.
Yeah.
For the sake of it.
Save the village.
Tovrak saved us then, I guess.
So,
This is a lot. This is. I think we gotta say thank you. Roll me a perception check, Dole.
Let's It's just 20, not natural. 20.
There's this kind of gentle wind that builds up around. It kind of whooshes around a little, and you just feel this pull in your pocket towards the seeds that you picked up. There's a kind of gentle nudge by the wind.
Is there somewhere in town, in particular, that I feel like next to their monastery to the fake gods that isn't as good as my gods?
I mean, you're
The
currently
god
in. So this is kind of the town square, I guess. Kind of. I say square. It's mainly made of like mud. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
like
not-
cobbled or anything like that. But it's probably one of the more sizable areas in town. Outside, without that, you'd be going more outside of town to.
So this is a pretty good spot.
This is a pretty
where
decent
folk
spot,
are gathered
roughly,
in the
yeah.
Moon Plaza kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'll say to Jorik, look, we had a pretty intense moment with this remnant, this shard of this past deity, and actually it was therapy for us all. You know, we really broke through. I think we should probably get some sort of qualification for this, but I think they've, on account of the fact that they've released everyone within their power, I think they've broken through and they've seen the other side, and they have a healthy relationship now with their powers and their capacity. In honour of this moment and in a kind of ward and a positive step forward in this relationship, I have seeds that could plant the dawn of a new age, a new relationship, a new time with this being, to grow a tree of life, really truly tree of life in connection with all that is well in this world. Would you be against me doing that within this town square here, this plaza, this centre and heart of Haversfen?
I'm still trying to understand so much of this. If it would have some symbolic value, I don't think we'd say no. I mean, we'd do our best to keep a tree. It takes a while, but look after a tree.
It could be a nice honour for Tograd as well. Something to honour his memory.
That's fair. That's fair. So you're telling us that this? I'm confused. So something had our minds, but you seem to be talking about it. Was it evil? We really have no.
I think it was just misunderstood.
I don't think its intent was evil, but the way it was working was not doing good.
Okay.
To clarify though, something had its grapes in it and was using it for evil, even though it was more trying to bring good.
Okay.
So,
and you cleanse whatever corruption was there, which released us. Okay.
it looked to be scientists of some description, like trying to take from a greedle. And I think it just lashed out in a negative way. But then, I think it can free us.
We can make a full report. We'll write everything down for you, and you can keep that as a record of what happened.
I think. Well, yeah, marking it, I guess, with a seed is no bad thing. Yeah.
And I don't suppose it would be too hard to keep it, given that this seed has a natural connection to life itself.
Yeah. I mean, not much grows very well in the Moorland, but fair. Yeah.
And it's a gift from one of the gods. What's your god again? Oh.
We would also like to commission a stained glass window to be put up in our chapel.
I was actually.
Do you have someone that makes stained glass windows in the village?
I can't say we do.
Silk glass windows. We could use like the silk moths for that.
It could perhaps have a depiction of each of us in the different paintings.
We commission it back in the city and then get it.
The moths make
also
fabric. They don't make glass.
Cool.
There's not glass coming out the backside.
I mean more like it can cover it up like glass.
We have created a new industry in this town. You are.
Silk windows.
Have you guys ever seen
You're
Japanese
against
people
those.
windows?
Where's Japanese?
Quick, where's the
Who's
map?
Japanese?
I don't think you want to stay on the map. Leave that to interpretation. I mean, frankly, I'm happy to offer my skills in an architectural and craftsman capacity. Back home, so I start to explain, I don't know if you guys would know this, but back home in Mukmahar, our main temple is actually one with the earth. It is living trees that have formed themselves into a shelter, into a canopy. And I mean, given your consent, I would be happy to guide in the ways of inoculation and how these trees can kind of mold together to create a temple, so that you can start to worship the god that clearly lives among us all and cares for us all. that.
So you want to stay here for long enough to grow trees and make them into a house?
Oh well, I would just guide them in the ways. You know, I would give them the kind of framework and.
Make a tree house.
For the next.
Let's not be disrespectful now. This is actually ancient knowledge and wisdom that's been proven, if you'd been paying attention, by us meeting a god and hearing his. Have you ever heard from your god really directly through words? Because I have.
I hear his voice. He sends me on quests.
I think you mean she.
She does.
Sounds like a great connection you've got with this deity.
It's a sort of non-binary thing. Very masculine voice, but
Right, Cicero.
So for the next 3 years, we will be here creating this chapel out of trees and developing your glass blowing.
Let's do it.
Flash
Let's,
forward 3 years. Oh.
well, that worked well.
Job done. Excellent. Right, back home.
Okay. Are you taking that seed then and starting to plant it? Is
yeah,
that-
just like spending some time. And if Ollie is here in spirit, he
Yeah. I imagine yes. Oleander would is
the two of
alongside
us.
you in this endeavour.
Yeah.
So the
Plus, surely you'd know something, being like a sort of living tree.
Of course.
That was speaking as a player. Not as... I can say it again if you want.
And surely you know something, living as like a living tree and such.
Yeah, I'm sure I would.
Actually, given it.
You can be like the blueprint. We base it off of. We can sketch around you.
Yeah, do you want me to stand like this and you can just grow the trees around me or whatever?
Well,
Stay
given
there
the
for
fact
7 months, and
that you are a construct that is a dichotomy between nature and the man-made, I think it would be fantastic to have your input on something of this nature.
Absolutely. I kiss the seed. That should be good now. That's my seed.
That's all good.
I've seen him do this before.
So, Dole, I guess you'd kind of dig a little hole deep enough for a seed, kind of place it in, cover it back up, and there's stillness for a second or two. But then there's just this rumble in the ground, like the earth itself starts to shake. The hole or the space, it starts to glow with this amber and green light, and then just all of a sudden, the ground violently, like people are surrounding you, you're quite close to it, that just bursts open, and within a matter of seconds, it grows into a humongous tree that takes up the whole center of this like village. It is bone white bark. Its leaves are that kind of amber color to it, and like it kind of casting this immediate vibrant shadow over the whole place. The energy doesn't stop there though. It rushes out from this tree, like invigorating the entire moorland around it. You see colours and flowers blooming on the hills like half a mile away, like just life in this moorland flourishes. Wildflowers bloom in the bog nearby, like just brilliant whites and such appear in the fields. There's this warmth to the whole place, and the entire village is sitting there absolutely bewildered by what just happened. Make a dex saving throw for how well you dove out the way of this.
Donnie comes
Yeah, if anyone else needs me to kiss anything, I'm in here for a couple more days probably. So,
It's a good thing I didn't put that seed in you, but
Yeah. I'm kind of glad that I didn't have to work out the logistics.
Would that have been like the biggest level up ever? It's level 20.
it's still
Still got it.
And so
Here, if we ever need that in battle, we've got that.
yeah. Well,
Stick it where he puts his baseball bat.
Is that an action?
life-based death.
Oh,
So you have 3 left. That's 1 down. You have 3 seeds. If you want to, if we've got the internet for it, add Heartwood Seed to your inventory, and you'll see exactly what they do.
Oh right, okay.
I'm just going to quietly say to Donnie, be careful where you plant those other ones, my boy.
see.
Oh, I will. I will.
My goodness. Well, I really wish we put that.
Nothing goes in the middle of my home.
Yeah, true.
In this, I'll probably wait till I get back to till we get back to Eversmoke, I suppose, because like now I've got like sort of like those bark and samples, and we got silk moth stuff last time. My hope would be to make an instrument from that. which actually might require your services because I know you work with wood as well, and we piece that together. But maybe that's a place where there's a lot of skilled people, rather than here where I'm not suggesting there's no skilled people here, but it's very niche things they're skilled over.
Stringed instrument.
Yeah, it might help because like I can play instruments. So,
We can add that to the performance.
cool. That's it. So, wait, how do I make that? Oh, there's so many other ideas what I could do there. I'm not really thinking about it. So, I bet it's like the tassels coming off the arc.
You
Or
like
like-
eventually construct like one of those one-man band situations where every like there's strings like pulling lots of different
No,
like symbols on the back and like
I'm thinking
Like
more
a
for
harmonica.
the gator wrestling stuff. Like you can make like a really cool
Like
outfit.
bullfighting kind of thing, and have like a silk cape that you waft in front of the in front of pickles.
I'm going to get as much silk as possible when we leave, like as much as I can, as we can buy. That's it.
So
So
tempted can't be doubled.
that's it.
Callum, I'm assuming folk will go on from this now, but I just want to spend however long we're in the town until about nightfall or whatever, just sitting, yeah, evangelizing. No, sitting by the tree and trying to take inspiration to actually draw up some sort of like, not by my like intelligence, but maybe by like wisdom and convening with Ferroin on like what a temple or a chapel should look like for this town for Ferroin, and just drawing stuff out frantically so that I can give it to the town.
You can, you can take. I imagine there's one or two townsfolk who are fascinated by all that's going on and maybe want to sit with you and are trying to kind of learn from you, trying to process all of the kind of chaos of all of this and try and understand it.
I'm guessing we're probably just staying one.
When you get a roll for that, can I give you advantage with my
sweet.
cartographer's tools?
Yo,
Nice.
Can I have that?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Sweet. Work together for it. Okay, sweet. And what would the check be?
Maybe, well, either religion or nature.
I'll take religion. That's 21.
Taking that kind of time, possibly with the inspiration of the tree before you and such like, you can sort of sketch together what is a really beautiful kind of temple to Ferroin. There's maybe like a little kind of nice hill just slightly outside the village, but just that a small grove of trees seems to be starting to grow around anyway, and you're just inspired by the spot and the layout of it to kind of leave, I guess, architectural design notes as is required for it. It will take time, particularly when it's grown. Like it's a project to it, but there's definitely those who are enthusiastic and intrigued and such like to. I think I've just added the hardwoods. Hopefully you can see it.
Yes. Yeah, I added some too, so I might take them.
And then I want to kind of that evening, like just write up a whole report of everything that happened to like kind of leave it as a record for them.
Okay, yeah, that's absolutely no problem. Write a check of your choosing for how well you articulate it. I'll let you decide what skill you would want to use, and you can give me a justification for it. Something you're better at.
Persuasion?
Yeah, go for that. Cool. Yeah, just how eloquently you can put it down.
Yeah.
Might be able to enough in the some point in the evening to try and somehow connect with my patron.
Yes.
Specialist computer.
Yeah.
And ask them kind of what.
Yeah, you can take the kind of. Yeah, you can take the time to do that. I think you just get a sense back of you'll hear soon. Well done.
I only got an 8.
Okay. Like, it still records all the details. It's maybe your handwriting is maybe a little bit crude. You imagine folks will maybe sort of decant your words into slightly more eloquent script, but the story that you tell is well recorded at least. Yeah.
While all these guys are doing various things, I think I'll be in the giant barrel.
Giant barrel,
And I think overwhelmed by what's happened. I think during the day, if all the guys are all busy, I get unbelievably drunk. Like drink more than half and should be able to drink.
I imagine you're giving it on the house as much
Any
as you
gambling that's possible I'm doing like this. I'm almost feeling like turning to my vices.
Okay.
So I How much money did I lose? The question from this.
Roll me just a straight luck roll, I guess. Roll me a
I feel like you
d20.
should RP it, really.
Oh, I re-roll ones in my half room, thank goodness for that. 19.
Whoa!
So 19. So I was going to be really unlucky, but maybe I was so drunk I got good.
Yeah.
So,
I would say with that roll, you end up if you want to add maybe like probably about 10 gold's worth total. There's definitely some low moments, but you on some wild gambling bets towards the end just managed to make it back up, and possibly with that luck, just you pass out shortly afterwards.
Do you go with your cousin to swindle people that he's got?
Upon returning and seeing the kind of chaos that is ensuing with his drunken gamblingness, even though the drinks were in the house, I'm actually going to give them a little bit of gold to cover some of the bills.
Yeah.
it's not like you.
What is also then going on around where other folks are kind of gambling with him?
I mean, I think there's
What are they gambling with?
So I think probably the town itself has changed in sentiment after like your guys' interaction and clarification of what was going on. There is almost more of a celebration that is going on. Memories have returned. Whatever kind of shadow was over this region is lifted. There is life. There is growth going on. So that kind of turns into, once the sentiment shifts, and there's still people trying to work out, I've lost months of my life, like that's complicated, but it has generally shifted into this more celebration sort of. So there's different kind of dice games and stuff going on in the tavern, kind of lots of kind of ales and beers and stuff being shared around, that kind of thing. Yeah. Anything particular you're looking for?
Well, I'm going to kind of make a little bit of not making a big deal of it, but making it seem that I'm going to give some money to the barmaids.
Yeah.
You know, that's getting to do that to cover his bills, you know, when he's drinking so much.
You kind of imagine, like, there are people clearly taking note of you here. I guess, roll me a perception on that, I suppose.
I think I probably would have, like, after that, writing that out.
Nice. So there are people clearly taking note of you here, so they take record of Kieran's writings.
Yeah.
Were you to imagine almost like this story is going to get told a lot, and who you are might get lost in the myth of who you become over time in this town. So the simple actions like generosity and charity might tell some of the story of who the myth of who you become in this place is in time, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And that reflects both in the luck of the halfling, in the wisdom of the scribe, in the nature keeping of the traveller.
Can I then collaborate with Kieran on a
Yeah, I hand you my first draft.
All
right, okay.
Of your
Oh, perfect. Oh, I love that. I hand you the thing as a first draft, and I'm like, Gus, do you think this is good enough to kind of leave as a record for these people?
Give me maybe a performance if you're wanting to do some tweaks or such.
It's good enough to be performed on the stage.
You interpret dance.
17.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. It was a good start.
Yeah.
From Kieran. You've transformed it into something like really memorable in the way that hymns, in a way, are partly originally for the more illiterate to hear more of a story. Like they're doing a similar thing. You are really kind of elevating, I guess,
Nice.
moments of this tale.
You did a fantastic job of that. That's
as he's drunkenly gambling and they're performing and doing all that, and people see me being generous and all these things, I then like to try and use that as cover to then just kind of essentially sneak around the bar and be saying hello to folks and essentially work in the room, chatting away, doing all the thing, but and doing pickpocketing.
Yeah,
basically.
roll me sleight of hand for that as you go.
Well, I don't remember how much money they've got. They've got so much else. So
I guess.
Unless he gets caught.
Sleight of hand or stealth.
I would say sleight of hand for pinching stuff, but 8. So the first individual you you encounter, Martha Wren, the kind of barkeep, you're chatting away. She's quite sort of clocked on to pickpockets, and she notices you maybe reaching over a little bit or reaching a little bit further. Honey, what are you? Can I help you there, honey?
So I was just going to leave a couple more coins for the bill for the group, and I popped in a couple.
Roll me a deception on that.
Oh, that's a nat 1.
Rip.
So 7.
If you want something, you can just ask. If we can give you anything, there's a lot of generosity to be shared. Yeah.
Much appreciated, Martha. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
And I'm going to wander off.
You do notice that she keeps her eye on you for the rest of the night, a little bit. She clearly is kind of clocking. She doesn't outright call you out, you're a hero of the town, but she is paying attention to some sticky fingers, I think.
Damn it. Okay. Stupid dice.
If you need somebody to take your attention, mate, just come to Drunk Gold. No,
True.
I feel like for a bull love story.
How many drinks does Bo need to get in before he starts becoming macho?
Well, I can't speak anymore, so that's. I'm
He's
so
lost the
drunk,
ability
so
to speak.
I've drank so much, I'm slurring and all sorts. So
You can't speak, but you can shout.
yeah.
Well,
This.
I believe Martha the barmaid may have a little bit of an eye on you, my cuz.
Because I'm standing right next to you, just looking at you, I feel like I'm Martha, is it sort of?
Martha.
Is it Martha?
How do you know that name?
But you're probably seeing double anyway, so you can
Yeah, I've
see
seen
her.
there's two of them. Where?
Which one?
The twins.
Twins.
As twins, we have a perfect opportunity for us. I'm going to go.
Us.
Oh no. Thanks, I hate it.
I don't like the roleplay like Jonny double teaming the barmaid.
I go up
Say
with
goodbye.
so little charisma, it's unreal.
Yep.
Kind of overwhelmed by the day that's just been had, and give like the worst possible like hit of lines possible.
Roll me persuasion with
I see
disadvantage.
this happening in Czechoslovakia.
What is a halfling like you doing in a place like this? That's the first line I said. Was that with disadvantage?
Yeah, with
They call you a
disadvantage.
halfling, but you're giving me a whole link.
Where's my D4 or D6? What is the benefit man on to this?
Dude.
D6. Plus
And a
5,
five.
9.
Plus.
Plus is it charisma, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm at performance here.
Persuasion, I think.
Persuasion. I'll go for persuasion. No, that's good. So that is 12.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's
So
pretty
it's
good.
like,
It's pretty good.
I am flattered.
You see me like trying to.
I am flattered, Bo, but I am also spoken for.
I was going to say something weird.
Imagine you rolled a 20. That's what I'm saying.
Just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score? Is that it? But no, I'm not going to nick jokes.
Just because there's a bog ball doesn't mean you can't.
Bog ball.
Doesn't mean you can't get in the bog, you know.
Martha, I do apologise for wasting your time then. Can I just have one more drink?
One more drink it is. Roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
You told me that after I rolled, but that's okay. 8 plus 4 plus 5, 13.
After you've gotten, like, you've kind of guzzled what she gives you, most of the way down you realise this is water. she's just giving you like a stein of water.
I was just hoping for a roofie at that point.
I go back to my moonshine. And just start wandering back to my seat and queue.
Anyone else wanting to do anything with
This
this evening?
performance, this musical. Are you trying to get us to perform in it?
100%. I imagine it's a sort of small band situation. Everyone gets an instrument.
Yeah.
I have enough instruments to
I'm
go
actually I
in.
get called up, I'll put my hand in someone's pocket.
I'm just stretched out. All my limbs have like different holes that you can blow in and stuff, and like strings up in here, and little keys. So each of you has a limb.
Everyone want to roll me
I
a
know what you're saying.
performance check? If you're drunk, roll with disadvantage.
I'm using the baseball bat.
It feels
Nice.
weirdly intuitive. Look at the bubble.
I was gonna say I'm using the baseball.
I said
bat.
bottom, I didn't say
Yeah,
it.
like
Oh,
a
nice.
tripod.
8.
Right. Yeah, roll for John.
Oh, that would have been a
John's
nat
bubble.
20 as well if I was thingy. It's 20, not natural.
Okay.
For 16 and a
20,
20.
28,
21?
24,
21?
21.
This is great.
Wait, actually,
Apart from me. I'm letting the team
can
down.
I actually give you a bardic
Oh, yeah.
posthumously
Is that 6?
using my
I rolled for Oleander, he's jumped in too and is
Oh, yeah.
doing a
using
reasonably decent job.
foiled.
That's a 1.
I got 1.
I mean, every little helps.
9.
I'm also gonna give myself an extra D4, which is a 4. 28. Yeah, 28.
So
Yeah.
it starts as kind of a very jovial, oh come on everyone get up, kind of like everyone's messing about. Maybe Kieran just doesn't quite clang. There's a little bit of a, he takes a little bit to get the notes right, but then just something settles, and maybe that song that you heard from the tree, that melody just weaves into it, and what was the whole room like kind of frivolously, that's the wrong word, but like kind of jovially, like the life, everyone just focused, and there is just this peace and heart that sort of settles over the whole space. It is as close at the moment can feel to divine as almost anything. There is something almost transcendent in this moment.
Yeah.
That even in the midst of the drunkenness and all that else is going on, people don't forget moments like this.
While the music's happening, I imagine there's some sort of like deep pulsing warmth that is coming from me. That is like my interpretation of Farrowin's voice, like my internal conscience, like speaking through me. The heartbeat, the thing that gives me life is just like pulsing through the room.
Gus and Dole, do you want to roll me a perception?
That's you. 18.
As you're performing, you could swear that on the wind or the tree itself outside almost feels like it is singing with you. Whatever is carrying louder than your instruments in the moment.
Sorry to remind me. Did anyone else get an image of the Who's singing around the Christmas tree in the Grinch? Get here.
Yeah, this is gonna be their national holiday.
Yep.
It's gonna be like that Christmas.
So one like furious describing it in the back,
Yeah.
transcribing it so it's ready to go.
Oh, nice.
Love it.
Anything else? Yeah.
I'd like to go and chat to Martha again
Oh dear.
and just say, I believe we may have got off on the wrong foot. Are we wrong? Would you be interested? My cousin and I, we also sell this moonshine that we produce. We wondered if you'd be interested in purchasing it for your establishment.
I am. Yeah, I'm sure that we could take some on board.
Right. How much would you be interested in? We sell it by the jar.
How much do you have on you at present?
No, I'm not there, sorry.
How much do we bring with us? Bo, gosh, I'm gonna look around. Bo, he's out.
I'm still playing him like a pan flute. So
Sorry, what? What part?
it's a baseball bat.
Part of the band?
It's a baseball bat.
Okay. Okay.
We need some banner.
And you're also spitting
Sorry.
everywhere. You just
We've got this stops.
See.
Right,
spitting to black.
If we ever need to advert for an Instagram reel or something, I'm just
Let's cut that.
I'm playing the band flute.
Ross, don't let that get the screen.
No, we're fine. Fine.
Roll me a persuasion check just to see how much she buys off of you.
34.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
She's happy to take all of the stock you can get. I mean, I imagine there's only so much that you can carry with you, but yeah, she'll. So I'd say let's call it like 10, maybe 15 gold's worth. She's happily kind of bought that stock that you have off of you.
Well, I've got this sort of bag of golden as well. So this will help us with supplies quite massive. So obviously from now we can backlog that.
Cool.
TV's off.
My bad.
We're out. Yeah.
But so we can start that stocking up when we get back to Eversmoke. So
Happy days.
broke it. That's great.
I will.
I think accountability. We're holding hands, singing,
We're all
together.
singing. You're blowing his back. Got a bit much for the TV.
TV gave up.
We're okay. We're okay.
Nice.
As we were.
Anything else in the close of the night as things start to maybe settle a little and
Just boys being boys.
folks pass out and such?
Yeah. Bed.
Cool. You can all. You've been given rooms, I imagine. You've got sort of plenty of, and some of you maybe make it there. Some of you pass out downstairs.
So Mr. Pickles, I have a thing where if I'm on a sort of serious night and fall asleep, he knocks me off the top of him and then he'll go up to a bed.
Carry you up to bed. Yeah,
so
yeah.
we've got a thing.
Got a system.
So
Yeah, Gus has never felt so full and so empty at the same time. So.
sorry about that.
Dole, did you get the chance to read what that seed does?
Like a wee bit.
The second part is probably more significant for
Right, I'll go
right
back,
now,
I'll
just
go
so that you're aware.
I was meditate by the fire as an elf. It's
pretty interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you've got more of a trance. Yeah.
I would stay up and sit by the fire. Actually, there's a fire in this kind of bar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And I guess with that kind of a restful night, you can take a long rest, and the morning comes.
And gather back down at the bar then, I guess.
Yeah.
Have
Breakfast.
slightly slow.
Yep. Happily, you can. Again, everything's just still on the house. They're more than happy to give you what you wish.
Morning, cuz. How you feeling this morning?
Let's keep the volume down.
I was only whispering, cuz.
Sounds like a shout. Or keep another one of those what you gave me last night.
Just one more.
Or more one.
And I eat as much of that half as I can. So, which if we go by Lord of the Rings lore, it's quite low. So,
There's no halflings in Lord of the Rings.
fair point. Yeah. So
Legally distinct.
Legally
Yeah.
distinct. So you can eat as much as you want or not want.
Did you draw me?
So Callum,
Mm-hmm.
tree stride
Yes.
communion. Would I have had that from the time I spected it?
So but it only works with those trees, so they are the starting point. But yeah,
And
you can.
There's not
if
another
you
one
want to.
yet.
But it does note. It does. You can transfer to any on the same landmass.
Okay.
So you couldn't get back without planting another seed, but you could use it to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Plus,
that
we do
makes
have
sense.
quick travel. That was a good joke.
Kind of do. Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Occam's
That's great.
foreshadowing.
Yeah.
What's on? Schrodinger's Occam.
You do only have 3 seeds left, though. Is
What
worth
is the name?
noting.
Chekhov.
If that final one
Chekhov's
isn't,
last
we
travel.
always have a moving teleporter. That sounds pretty sick to me. So
What's that? We can always
if
come
we
back
get
here.
the final one and all,
We also
we
can't.
will have like a moving trap teleporter.
We also can't get into any rooms or any dungeons.
Yeah, you should
or
be
any-
outside.
We just bring a fast travel tree.
Just put me in a bag of holding.
Yeah, if you put him in my bag of holding, you bring him back out. He'll die, but it's not.
That's fine.
There's no options in there.
Admittedly, I don't think you need to breathe, and that's the main issue with traveling in a battle.
Yeah.
No, but free for.
It's
It's
like
kept alive by Baron, right?
Everyone can be in extra dimensional spaces. Sorry, I have 6 intelligence. What?
Oh, isn't there a weight limit for back?
No, I think so. Maybe. Wait, so maybe it's like up to like a certain amount. I can't remember.
Nice, surely. It's...
You went.
Is that a good thing or bad?
You wait. Right. Are we just heading back to Eversmoke?
Should we
Yeah.
just wait for a letter from the Brass Lanterns?
Well, I think we didn't have to go back to.
No, they can send us a letter.
I
think we go back and we make a report of what just happened.
Well, we have a report here, so we can send them a version. So back.
But we
You
don't
want to
get,
stay?
but we don't get paid until we go back and give the report.
So, they
So
can
I think
send
it's
us-
really important that we go back and give the report and get paid for our work.
We have everything that we need here.
But we would have more in Eversmoke.
I'm
What purpose would it serve?
looking forward to getting back to the city, to be honest.
One thing we can do when we get back there, your boys took over a park, didn't they?
If they're still there.
Because if we plant a tree in the park as well, it means we can get from here to there real fast.
Do you have a real hankering to be here often? Is this your new...
Well, Martha was single, yeah, but maybe
It would
not.
help. It would help Gus. He seems quite at home here. He'd be able to travel back and come and visit.
Well, there's that. Yeah.
You stay here, we travel back to Eversmoke, we plant another tree. You come through the tree and meet us there.
I don't know if places like Eversmoke have some sort of regulations.
Can
around.
you go through the tree or is it only you?
That's good.
No, you
just have to
it's
communicate.
at the discretion of kind of a connection to the mother and Ferroin, but yeah, you can all use it. It's not just you. You can go on ahead, and then everyone says back.
We can all convert if that makes us able to do it. Is that no?
I would be so happy if you would all convert and really come to know the one true god of Cinderfall, but
Hey,
we get fun perks like fast travel.
that's it.
For now, that's it. There might be more.
Only if you get to level 7.
Yeah. You become a level 7 crew more follower.
Unlock fast.
But to do that, you need to get 6 level 1s. That's the goal. It's a pyramid scheme.
Convert 6 levels 1 to
Yeah.
Grand.
Okay, sweet.
Do we still have like a wagon here and
You did take a wagon with you, I
Yeah,
think.
so I'm guessing we
I
just
don't
stay
think
with-
so. I think there is a distinction with Tree Stride of it needs to be bigger than you. So I think you can get through the tree. I don't know if you get a wagon through the tree.
No. I was just thinking. Well, we can't travel anywhere right now, anyway, can we? Because we need to sit.
No, there's not another one.
Yeah, we need a second tree. So like.
No, you can travel. So the tree can travel to either another heartwood tree or another tree on the same landmass.
Oh, just any tree.
Any tree on
On the same
Oh, I
landmass.
didn't get that bit.
But it doesn't go backwards. So like
Oh,
you could
so
you
you
could
can't
use
get
it to
back
get
up.
there, but you
Oh,
need a
It's
different
like
heartwood
standing
tree.
on the
Yeah.
platform.
Oh, okay. So we can
Yeah,
just...
sorry to clarify. Yeah.
So we can go back to your boys in the woods.
We can just go back to this
Right.
Eversmoke now.
Yeah.
We should probably make sure we arrive somewhere quiet. If 6 of us are just suddenly going to appear next to a tree.
I know the very place, and then I would like for us to just teleport to where exactly in that park where my clan had set up camp.
Cool. Yeah.
Boys,
Saying a big like sort of farewell to everyone.
Yeah. There's
in the town and then you know making a bit of a show of it. To be like
Farewell.
yeah, farewell, and then we all step through the tree, and then that's
Yeah.
part of the myth of
Part of the bit. Yeah. There's so much lore from this.
Last minute, I can just grab and steal it and hit them.
only a slight hand just in the last second.
What does it look like when you
22.
go through the tree?
Okay, you can pinch a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's no problem. Let's say like call
Pinch
it
bananas.
5 gold worth of stuff on the way out.
a bog ball.
One ball.
Ball.
What does it look like?
So,
when you go?
so like the tree itself almost like creeps and stretches and parts in the middle, and this sort of you basically like look through, and it is the tree that you've connected with in your mind in that, and it's basically like like it's almost like a straight door, like it just flows through. You can basically
just
see.
what that tree sees.
Yeah, you're just as if you're walking straight through, into that park that you can see ahead of you. And as you kind of step through, it is a little bit jarring because you're kind of thrown from one place to another. You go from this vibrant, clean air of the fen to the dense smoke and noise and mechanical sort of grinding of Eversmoke. But you just sort of pass through into this park. The first thing you would notice is in the park itself, your men are nowhere to be seen. The space is pristine and kind of I don't know, the gardeners have been in and such like, but there's you enter into this park in the midst of Eversmoke. You're back, travelled what would have been a week's worth of travel in a second.
Roughly how long have you been away?
So it took you about a week to get here. Then I would say ballpark of a week you've been here, give or take, maybe not quite, but roughly a fortnight, I would say, at this point.
Yeah, so I'll probably go through the tree first. But lads, we're back! What?
As soon as I go through the tree, I puke. It's like It's such a weird experience.
And you're
I had
hanging.
before. Well, I rolled with disadvantage because I got bad drunkenness and I got bad con check. So just puked absolutely everywhere. So,
Oh.
Well,
Sorry, Gus.
Gus steps through and he's like, "Oh, this is what being born must be like." That was so cool.
A lot more painless and less crying, other than from Bo.
I can cry if you would like. DM?
is this the voice you be talking about?
Yeah.
You hear the DM all along in your head.
sounds like Callum.
Is Callum just texting you?
Callum's your call.
Ollie, quick, do this. Do that. No.
Cool. You guys are back in Eversmoke. What do you want to do?
Brass lanterns.
Can we get a scent of the boys? If I sniff the grass really deep.
Roll me an investigation check.
It's too crude.
You do your best to search around, but like you just genuinely can't find any sign of them. Like, because there's a whole campsite that you guys had taken over basically this little bit of the city, and it is completely cleared out.
It's been that way for a couple of
At
days.
least a few days, if not longer. You're not sure precisely how long, but yeah.
I'm sure your boys will be found somewhere. Maybe they were asked to leave by the authorities from being in this park. Or...
Well, here they're probably pissed off home, to be honest.
We
They don't
really
like
should.
it here as much as I don't like it here.
We should head to the Brass Lanterns. We really should. You know.
Did you arrive by ship?
Yeah, our ship was by the dock, but they don't hang around long, these guys.
They've just left on the ship then?
It's probable.
You want to go look and see if it's still there?
Oh, well, go and speak to the Brass Lanterns first, and when we get a bit of downtime, we'll have a
Alright,
look. Not worried.
good. As long as
They always come back. They always come back at some point. Yeah. Like a boomerang. So they just come back.
Wait, are you the captain of the ship?
I'm the leader of the clan, but you know it's a lot more fluid. Where I come, there's not like one kind of dictator type ruler. We don't worry about that.
So it's not like
It's built on respect.
leave no man behind. It's like leave whoever. Let's go sail around.
We're all very competent. Aye.
That's nice.
Yeah. They also might have assumed I'd just die on the adventure,
These things happen.
and if
So
it
it's a
takes,
little faith in you.
it took a couple of weeks, you know. You don't
We
wait.
look at your watch.
It's like a week's travel there, a week's travel back. So after 10 days, I'm like, ah, sad.
He didn't instantly fix the problem.
Yeah.
Is,
They assumed I would fast travel, actually.
They just knew it. They knew it in their bones.
is Mukmalhau pretty big and the life expectancy not very good.
I would say life expectancy low, but actually it makes it so much nicer. You know, it makes it a better place to live. You just don't have to worry for the cares of 20 years, 40 years. You might be dead in the
Roll
afternoon.
me a history check.
Cocked.
You
Oh.
19,
took the cocked.
1.
So you've maybe heard a little bit of Mukmahar. It's kind of extremes of like the actual sort of food and lifestyle is fairly like healthy. So there are a handful of folks who live to a really old age. The problem is that with fighting and battling and the warriorness, you might get killed off a bit early. So like if you make it past a certain age, you're probably going to get to pretty old, but your chances of making it past a certain age are maybe a bit lower. Is that fair? Is that fair
I
to
would
say?
so.
Would those
A
older
lot of
people
sailing
have
distance.
more or less respect?
Say that again.
Those older people have more or less respect.
Well, would you say I'd have thought older
for
people have
older
quite a respect, but I don't know. It's up to you.
Once they get to old
It
age.
depends how you get there.
Yeah.
If you get there by like hiding away all the time.
Okay. So there's two different.
It's like Valhalla,
methods.
you know, it's like
Yeah.
Norse stuff.
Well, but you have to die in battle to get into Valhalla.
Exactly.
So like even if you even live to old age, even though you've done lots of battles, would that still be disrespectful? to some degree?
No.
No.
Because
I think
you
there's
become a
grace.
seer.
There's grace.
There's grace. Yeah.
Do you get old people like the kind of Viking thing of just trying to get into a fight and they're like 90, just in the hope that
Someone
kill
me.
Yeah, but it's not that deep. Like they don't think about it; they just do it.
Yeah.
It's just in their blood.
Yeah.
start a war.
You sure you should have been a barbarian?
Look,
Well-
multi-class is a thing.
Yeah, I suppose. You can learn from each other.
Yeah, that's true.
So you guys make your way to the lighthouse in the Compass Quay, the kind of Brass Lantern headquarters. Make your way through. It is the same building that you recognise from before. It has a grandeur to it, but it is a little bit faded. You make your way down the kind of marbled corridors and such like, all the way to Edgar Thorne's office, where you're kind of beckoned into. The office itself, it's a bit cramped, but it's still there's this sort of mess of maps all over the place. You get the impression it's cramped because there's so much stuff just piled in. The room would be quite big. It's just there's a lot of trinkets and bits and bobs that have been picked up, astronomical equipment, stacks of kind of journals and such like. There's a massive window that gives this view out over the city. In the midst of it, it's quite high up in the lighthouse. And amongst the clutter, you see stuff like a little gilded bird cage, a globe of Cinderfall. There's a kind of heavy dark iron brazier in the corner that seems to be used as some kind of incense holder or such like. You imagine that wasn't its original purpose. But in the midst is Edgar Thorne, who's just kind of sitting at his desk, kind of writing away, taking notes and such. And he's like, hello, you've returned. Successful?
Yes, we have.
How went your endeavours? I didn't hear anything from you. That's a side note. We do normally expect our adventurers to write back along the way.
Oh,
but,
you were right. You
but anyway, how did it go?
I assume this was sort of a letter-based economy with the Brass Lanterns. You just send a letter, get a letter, all the time. Letters. Upsi wazoo.
Well, now we know.
Look, I'm not gonna lie to you, Edgar. I feel like you've completely misread our capabilities. Like, I was expecting something quite simple. I've just come down to Eversmoke. We're all just punters put together, and we literally fought a god. I feel like
you did what now?
There was a right.
What?
Let me spell this out for you, Edgar. Right, we went into a cavern that was pre-read or whatever. My creation myth is not great.
What?
Exactly. Thousands of years
you're
old.
standing at the end of the story.
No,
maybe let's slow this.
Look, I've had enough.
A full report on this.
This is our first mission, mate. And we went into a 3,000-year-old cave with scientists that have been there since creation, that have been messing with this god from when time collapsed in the previous world. And there was a shard of a god, and we could have fought, like, genuinely it was that close. You're lucky we were there because we get along with Ferroin and all that. But really, I just can't believe it. Do you do this all the time? Is that why adventurers just go missing all the time? Do you just send people to die?
That does not sound like what I was expecting. I mean, the only information we had was the letter that was sent with yourselves. It sounded like a minor regional anomaly to be uncovered.
So,
what have you stumbled upon?
Here's what happened. We got there, they were all brainwashed. We were like, we figured it out. They had slugs all crawling up in there. We were like, okay, this ain't right. So, we found the guy who wrote us Tovrite. Well, we broke
He's
into
dead,
his shop.
You did what?
He's dead.
He's dead? You killed him?
No, we broke into his shop first.
You broke into his shop and killed
Yeah,
him?
we did, because he was missing. No.
That's
Then
not
we
really
figured
typically
out-
a Brass Lantern procedure to break in and murder people.
No. We figured out where he was going. There was some researchers made a camp. He was bringing them supplies. We went and found them. We discovered his dead body.
Right.
So to clarify why we broke into the shop, the place was brainwashed, and they were like saying that something happened and we shouldn't go in there. So we were trying to investigate. We weren't just breaking in to steal money.
Okay.
We were trying to investigate. The money thing was a side thing.
Don't tell him.
No.
All right.
Okay, so
yes.
from this camp, we discovered where these researchers were going. It happened to be a pre-Ren temple under the earth.
There's a temple like 10,000
Show them the letters.
year old temple.
Did I have?
You had letters that said it was pre-rent. Yeah. That's how we know it's pre-rent.
What is the Brass Lanterns sort of stand on deities in general? In general, how should they be dealt with? Kill, yes or no?
not kill. I mean, one is open to all forms of worship. The gods tend to be a little more distant. Lorwyn would be the general patron of the Brass Lanterns, but
in essence, it turned out that this creature, this shaman god, whatever it might have been, was being manipulated by these scientists to try and control everything. But its intentions were not evil as such. It wanted to bring everything back into a harmonious nature. But the method it was using was through this hive mind in the village. But we managed to negotiate and get it to see the wrong of its ways, and it has released the village, and well, I think they're doing all right, other than, of course, poor Tom Ryan, who was killed beforehand.
wow, okay. We will need a full report. It sounds remarkable. You negotiated with a fragment of a god. Well, I may have misunderestimated your capabilities.
And as a side effect, like the whole area that was all bog and marshland is now completely restored. It's like restored to like being healthy, and there's like trees and plants and all sorts. You're welcome.
You restored the moorlands.
Yeah, we're heroes.
To clarify, still far more than what we could do. Other things were at work, but don't send us on like another god-killing mission. Like, send us to go catch like a bad guy or something.
I mean, it was pretty cool.
We did take some.
I'd do it again.
You do it again. We almost died.
Yeah, it was fun.
I had 8 HP.
You didn't have fun?
No.
So you all received payment. I can't quite remember what it was, but let's say 100 gold each, which also covers the stipend as well for being assigned, but the kind of bonus for conclusion. And so Edgar's like, okay, so yes, if you could take the time to write down and make sure you all sign a report as detailed as you can make it for our archive. There seems like a lot that I'm sure some of the archivists would really want to understand a little bit more of, but even from both the connection to the divine and the information on the Rend is incredibly limited.
Did we bring back a sample of one of these slugs? I feel like somebody had one in a jar.
No, then the slugs sleep.
Ollie's got Ollie and
Oh, did they?
Yeah. But we brought some plants, so then there was some plants, and also we had that later that talked about pre-rend. Otherwise, we wouldn't know.
None of those.
Well, we definitely have one. We don't need to hand back Callum's own evidence.
The group. So there was another set of researchers present as well. Did you find anything out about who this?
So when we found
the noose,
some kind of golden noose symbol.
There's some notes here.
Right. Well, we'd definitely also be quite interested in that.
Have you heard of the Solancian node?
I mean, Solancia is like there's the Republic of Solancia over the waters in Donavar. Node, like as in like enclave or grouping. Yeah.
It seems like it may be a similar organisation to the Brass Lanterns over near Lunaclair.
These are the ones with this this noose sigil.
I think so.
Can
we dig out that note and show him that
right.
thing that we found at the camp?
We are aware of some of the other factions of mercenaries that are out there, but this is not a sigil I recognise, which gives me a level of concern. We are maybe not quite at our glory, but it's hard to be completely out of our sight these days.
Was it talking about the Sync Route facility? Is that where we were?
Yeah, that's the kind of the temple you're in.
Yeah, it really does seem like you are running quite a shoddy operation here, Edgar. Like, we're lucky to have escaped with our lives. Really, well and truly, you're lucky we are just... Look at us. We're incredible. Look at these van braces. I'm absolutely... Anyway. And then you just have these organisations all over that you just are amazed that they exist. That are in your neck of the woods. You know, surely Haversfen's your remit. And these guys are on your turf and you don't even know who they are.
It is concerning. We're aware of a number of mercenary institutes that often go in a similar path to ourselves. this sigil is not one that we recognize, and if it is one that we do not recognize, that's of concern because it takes some level of resource to be that obscured from the sight of the brass
To
lantern.
remain
See,
hidden.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
it takes a lot of resources.
Well, it's
It would
something.
suggest that
maybe
they're not
that's-
insignificant if they have such capabilities, and by the sounds of things, if they have a Silencian branch, then their reach is, well, it's more than it is international.
Because I think they're the ones that were speaking about the pre-Ren, so they have some understanding of what happened before. We got some understanding because we had like a vision from this tree god thing that showed us the world as it was pre-Ren. So we have like an image
Please
of
put that in your report.
Was that the part where we were naked and dancing around the...
No, that wasn't that part. That was something else.
Oh, that was,
wait,
That was when we see.
That was
That's when we've seen information about our
did
past.
this trip involve taking any substances?
Well, no.
Wow.
How reliable
No
is this?
more than usual.
There is a large part of getting naked before you find out mind-altering things. So we just did that. We
Don't
did
forget
see-
the drugs that you took right before we went into the cave.
Yeah, well, that was stuff to avoid the slugs in our stomachs.
The main
And
thing
does
about the
flu.
vision of the pre-rant was like everything was strands, everything was threads. It was all these threads of different energies that kind of represented all these different deities, I guess. And then we saw this shard being taken from one of those threads, and that's the thing that we were speaking of. And then we managed to reunite it or something with its thread, I guess.
Yeah, do you have any qualifications for like therapy? Because I think we deserve it. Like, honorary doctorates or something.
I mean, I am not a trained
I
therapist.
can't write. I can
the
read.
lanterns
Right.
can, I'm sure, provide you with someone to speak with if you so wish.
I just think once you counsel a god into reconnecting with their nature, it seems like I don't know what you teach in your schools, but I feel like you've completed it at that point.
Yeah, like we're looking for scout badges.
I mean, if
Like
you've got any
essential scout
contacts with someone who maybe knows, who's maybe studying the history of the universe or whatever, maybe that'd be interesting to kind of connect some dots. Anyone in Eversmoke here?
I'm sure there'd be some,
university?
within the universities and such like that would be certainly intrigued.
Alternatively, we could just look for another mission, is there another...
Well, I'd like to go after these noose guys.
Well, that's an interesting proposition.
Sorry, just to pause though, if that's an organization that's got so much power to remain hidden to the Brass Lanterns, we are new to this concept. Before we got this job, I escorted someone into a cave and escorted them back and thought, this Brass Lantern thing's pretty cool because they're finding artifacts, not finding organizations that are hidden to the organization. Like that feels like far too much for
I
us
got
to
a
do.
shiny new stick. He's got his van braces. What do you got? A bag? We can do anything.
There was a god.
So we have. It's certainly very intriguing news about this sort of organization of a gilded noose. I would like to. We will definitely. I will do some research to see if I can find out any more specific information for you on it.
Yeah.
Our information is limited at best, but they may reveal themselves in other spaces. So we'll be aware, and I will kind of get in touch with some to see if we can find out any more. I do have 2 requests that were kind of letters that were sent on to us that was my intent to pass on to yourselves for you to deal with as your next missions. It's up to you which to focus on first. I would recommend, however, before you engage with any next mission, you take a couple of weeks of time to process, and it seems like it has been quite a lot, so take the time, put your feet up, do whatever you do to relax a little, and then once you're ready to engage with whichever of these you wish to handle first on behalf of the Brass Lanterns. So I will pass you these 2. I'll read you them, but you have a copy of them. So the first says the following. The 3rd day of Rime Rise, 2386 PV, the Lighthouse Compass Key District. High Keeper of the Brass Lantern Expeditionary Society, we require your society's services for an interim field sample acquisition A predictable agricultural malaise has arisen in an unfortunate, underdeveloped, landlocked region of Dornava known as Skoldjar, resulting in an unacceptable decline in grain yield. This matter is one of high-term economic consequence, but currently remains stable and contained for the purposes of methodical research. Your mandate is strictly field collection. Our own esteemed scholars cannot risk contamination or the civil unrest. Some positions, after all, require a certain immunity to crime and social unpleasantries. Your team is directed to the northern port of Gale Harbour, Nordrassia, to rendezvous with Dr. A. Greenbottle, who will provide precise instructions for the collection and transmit of blighted specimens. We are aware that Mr. O. Beechwood, that would be Oleander Beechwood, which would make more sense if Ollie was here. Mr. O. Beechwood is currently in your employ and may serve as an acceptable liaison. His utility is strictly confined to his prior training in our society's clerical procedures, making him uniquely suited for this low-level task, which demands more perseverance than intellectual refinement. A modest stipend, commensurate with
that's just a dig.
purely logistical nature of the task, will be processed upon verified delivery of unspoiled samples. Confine your efforts strictly to retrieval. Yours in the pursuit of classified truth, A. Finch.
There we go.
Of the
That's
Royal
going and fetching
Botanical
some information.
Science.
Love it.
Kieran was falling asleep. What? What are we doing?
Yeah, that feels more within our remit. Definitely.
The other
That is
letter.
dig up a plant for a small reward.
Yeah.
The other letter is to the esteemed seekers of truth and bearers of light. The Ferris Heart Consortium holds your noble oath in high regard. We face a direct malicious assault on the unwavering march of tomorrow, and I need the illumination of your lanterns to unmask the enemy. This is not a failure, it is war. Our cutting-edge fabricants, units engineered for loyal, tireless labor, are suffering catastrophic total asset decommissionings. This technical terror is pure sabotage, aimed at crippling our industrial body. That we cannot tolerate sabotage. Worse, this machine failure is perfectly synchronized with an economic attack, our organized resource division that funnels our valuable script and material into criminal channels, no less. We believe this is the work of one singular malignant orchestrator, a darkness seeking to halt progress by simultaneously destroying our technology and stealing our property. I don't request your analysis, I demand discovery. Apply your lantern's full glare to this singular mission. Unmask the architect of the conspiracy who is linking the fabricant's violent failure to the theft of our assets in Ironport region. This challenge, a moral and technical abyss, is precisely the kind of dirty work that makes for your reputation. We know you won't disappoint. A substantial consultancy fee and generous stabilization bonus await the light of your success. Upon your arrival in Ironport, arrange a brief, secure meeting with myself to finalize your briefing. Let's get this done. You will find me at the Consortium Ledger House. Yours, Magister Amond Gray.
Well, I like the sound of this fella.
What do I know about this?
So yeah, roll me, I guess, history with advantage.
I think maybe we should have seen the field, whatever. With advantage. What was it? A history?
Yeah, history.
13.
So you don't know much about Eamon himself, but the Ferris Heart Consortium, they are like one of the major industrial players in Ironport and the surrounding areas. They're like quite an industrial force. They're a kind of grouping of basically kind of merchants, industrialists, that kind of thing. A lot of the push behind it. So they hold a lot of power and weight.
Yeah.
You may have run afoul of them a few times. You weren't always seeing eye to eye in some of your experiences, but yeah.
A major industrial player with a substantial reward? That sounds like our kind of business, gentlemen.
Yeah, you basically have, it's your choice. So my suggestion, both missions are for you to do. It's the order in which you wish to engage with them. But one is for the Royal Society of Botanical Science, and the other is for the Ferris Heart Consortium.
Do I get the impression from this, with your insight, the bit they said about Oleander seemed very disrespectful?
Without much of an insight, you can say yes. It's a slight. It is a kind of backhanded kind of compliment, essentially.
Frankly, I'm not entirely encapsulated by either, because they just seem pretty robotic, pretty capitalistic in nature. This one maybe a slightly more money, machines. Doesn't interest me. This one, they're really quite being disrespectful about our companion Oleander here, who's being weirdly quiet today. But it just puts me off helping them. Possibly we could change their minds. We could go and show them how good he is.
With the level of a mission like that, we've just come back from this conversation with a shot of a guard. One going and taking a sword center.
Excuse me. This is more within our remit. What would have happened if we tried to fight that god? We will got our asses handed to us.
But we did.
This is a simple mission that I assume will have more complications than maybe what it seems. But I feel like starting simple, because we are still a new group together, and then building up something more complicated might be a better way of doing it. I feel like jumping straight into another complicated situation might not be good because we don't have a flow yet as a group.
One should also add that as the Brass Lanterns, we are not a mercenary organization. These are petitions for help, but it is entirely at your discretion how you choose to engage with the scenarios you find. We do on occasion find that those who wish our employ are actually not necessarily the, how you would put it, good guys in the situation. And it is for your discretion as to what you do and how you handle said situation. So they are a plea for help, for you to investigate, but do not feel that you are beholden to some contractor in these matters.
In essence, you're saying that you send teams out without any kind of vetting process into the people that you were sending us to work for?
We send people out into problems of darkness that need illumination. It is for the discretion of the team as to how best to illuminate. And we trust that you are competent individuals. You have, by the sounds of things, literally handled a shard of a god. So there are certainly less qualified teams for such scenarios, but it is on your discretion how you engage, how closely you work with those who are seeking. Obviously, those kind of contracting the work might not give you your reward if you work against them, but that might be better for the... Yes, you always get...
So, and also we might find something that could clear Oleander's name, but then also maybe give some level of rapport again back to ourselves. Maybe these blighted things we find might be somewhat helpful. Now, I'm not against going here, but that's where 4 of us are roughly from, and I don't necessarily want to go back.
Well, hold on there,
same
cuz.
continent.
Hold on there, cuz. Now, you're saying there could be opportunity here, and you mentioned the stipend, and I'd like to come back to that. Because the last mission that we went on was supposed to be quite a simple investigation, and we ended up, as you said yourself, speaking with a shard of a god, which could have been a very dangerous situation.
We illuminated a lot of things.
This, again, looks like a very simple situation. And yet you have no idea of the dangers you may be sending us into. I believe, given the skills that have been shown, we need to renegotiate our financial compensation for such matters.
It is the way of the lanterns to step into darkness. I thought that was made clear even in the initiation at the beginning. We do not go into scenarios that are for the faint of heart. But you were not chosen because you are of the faint of heart.
Absolutely. Well,
if you are too cowardice to face such consequences...
Why, I shall not put up with this kind of language being used in my presence. How very dare you, sir?
I would recommend for yourselves, you have time, I would take the downtime required to rest and recuperate. In the midst of that, you may wish to, or following it, take some time to investigate further, to see what you can source.
And we can have these letters.
Yes, these are for you, but I would implore you to do your own research. We have the archive within the lanterns here, but you may also seek other places at your own discretion around town. Build a picture of what you might be facing. Generally speaking, rarely does one give the full picture, is one thing I would note from those who seek to employ this. Try to understand as best you can yourselves what you're going into. That is what you are hopefully ready for now as a team. That is why we're sending you further afield.
These Ferris Hack Consortium guys, I know them back from Iain, but they're no good. So if we go there and do this thing, then I would say, you know, keep a kind of critical eye on these Ferris Hack guys. I don't think.
Who does it say is causing economic war against them?
Yeah, some sort of people from the
Something about stealing from them.
sounds like he's the.
Does. You would probably
He's
be aware
talking
that
rubbish.
these fabricants are they are basically automatons that are kind of controlled by this group. They are quite prevalent in the city, but they're kind of fairly well known of. But you'd be particularly probably aware of them. I guess the pair of you would actually from your time.
From what I know of these guys, the situation might be the opposite. These people sabotaging his enterprises might actually be liberators of some sort of kind, you know, and doing some good dismantling his operation.
All right.
It does make it difficult to know exactly how to approach a situation like that.
I guess so.
But this, I mean, you know, okay, they have some sort of connection to Oleander. But as you pointed out yourself, Don, he's been mighty quiet today. He's got a cold. Do we really want to go on some sort of adventure where he is so keen when he is perhaps not feeling up to his utmost today?
Well, to talk through the logistics, I think he'll be back by the time we do that mission. Because we're about to have 2 weeks off.
I think by the time we travel, he may be feeling more
Yeah,
like
his
himself.
boat will be back under control.
Where's Solance?
Well, I think we definitely need to put it in the group chat so we can
Port
see.
Solance.
Yeah, so the region, so Salancia is like south. It's the kind of region. It's a
that what
republic. It covers a whole area, but
No.
it's
That one says Dornvara.
so Dornvara is
which
the
is up
continent.
here.
So the continent, which includes Grand Avondale, it includes Salancia.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
includes,
I
somewhere
it
see.
stretches all the way east. Like it's a
Yeah,
big
it's a-
continent.
yeah.
So east or west.
Dornvara is the continent.
And then it's
whereabouts
talking
on Dornvara?
specifically about skirt.
Do we have the map somewhere?
Yeah.
I can show you probably more easily on the map. If we
What
can,
is it?
Skull there.
Skull there.
Skull there.
Skull
I'm
there.
imagining that's more east.
Yeah, so
I can't see it.
Let me pull up.
And then the other one is in Rift Spire, is it? Or am I making that up?
Yeah, so Ironport's in Riftspire, which
Yeah.
is across the way.
I don't know how I
I
feel
don't know why
about
I've not got
that Rift Spire law.
Yeah, so if where's the physical one? Is that about somewhere?
Yeah.
I'll show you on there if that's helpful. Yeah, so you guys, basically you've got two directions essentially to go in. One is going towards Riftspire with Ironport, which is part of the East March colonies, these kind of colonies that are controlled predominantly by Grand Avondale and Salancian Republic. They kind of like have they're semi-autonomous, but they have like a kind of relationship essentially between these two. The other, so that's kind of this side of the map. If you were to go the other way towards east, that's where you get towards Skulljar. If you look where Voldrath is, that's the kind of capital of the Skulljar Khanate. I think they are kind of. It is a very loose assemblance of tribes, is Skulljar for the most part. You'd have to go through Nordrasir, which is more Dwarven kingdoms, to get all the way out there. It's predominantly Orcish, that sort of parts of the world, but there's a whole collection of different folks who make up the kind of nation. But it's So it's your choice as to which way you go. I'd encourage you to do both. It's just a question more of where do you want to go first. There's not an urgency to either that you need to do it in a particular order.
I think we'll spend some time looking into both areas a bit more fully before we make
But
a decision.
In your downtime, you can also take time to do some research, to ask around, to find out more info as well beyond what's on your letters.
Is that us then? Are we leaving?
Yep,
the
unless you've
office?
got anything else to ask of Thorn before you go, you guys are kind of a window of into some downtime. So you've got about a fortnight of space where if there's anything you want to do in the city, I don't know, from purchases and buying stuff to going to different places or speaking to different people, anything like that, you've got a kind of window of downtime of a fortnight or so. And then Thorn kind of encourages you to come back at the end with a conclusion to tell him where you're going next.
It's in the letter.
Can I talk to Thorn about sort of the general expectations of behaviour of the Brass Lanterns? Like, are there specific Brass Lanterns that are super, like, full of themselves and want to spread their name across the globe? Or is it, like, try and keep it as low-key as possible?
So it's a bit. The Lanterns were very well known, maybe a couple of decades ago. They basically sort of, through a series of decline, is just not quite as prestigious. So they're probably they don't hold the name doesn't hold the weight that it once did. They're probably there's not like a particular like generally what's considered good civil behaviour is encouraged. But the mission of kind of exploration, discovery, bringing light into darkness, these sort of elements take precedent over whatever civil expectations are present in the place. And it's generally speaking at the discrepancy of the Lanterns on mission as to how to engage with a place or a people. There is no guarantee of protection though, like they might try if you get into legal repercussions, they might provide a lawyer, but they can't guarantee that you're going to get released or something if you do something ridiculous. So like it's at your discretion, but be aware of the laws you're bound within. Does that make sense? Some are definitely more full of themselves. That's probably less of a thing now, just given that the name doesn't hold quite the same weight that it once did. But even like the tone of the botanical sciences, like the royal. The way that there's a slight disregard of this is kind of collection sample work, grunt work. Can you go do this for us because our people are more important and busier? Like it suggests something of their place in present society.
You might have said before, but is there... I mean, we know there are sort of conflicting similar groups, but is there one that's sort of taken on the mantle of the reputation of the Brass Lanterns?
Not massively at present. There are like a handful of different mercenary organisations. They tend to be more focused though, like on say treasure hunting, or like or maybe like more kind of mercenary work for like protection or whatever. Like so, there are a couple of like little companies like that. There's not necessarily a direct analogue for the Brass Lanterns in terms of name recognition. So that does still carry a reasonable amount of weight. Like there's not an obvious rival that's just more nefarious, but there are a variety of different other organisations kind of doing their own thing, if that makes sense.
Or like, do we know anything about the other Brass Lantern teams, like within the Brass Lanterns?
Well, one of the guys...
Are there any famous ones?
Like there are some older, more famous names that are a bit more recognisable. Rafferty would have been one of them, for example. There's not at the minute terribly big celebrities, however.
One of the reasons why I wanted to join the Brass Lanterns is there was a guy that came and visited my bayou back home, a guy called Cuss, and he took me. He hired my services to just escort him around the bayou. And him and his team were quite competent. There was one that was a complete asshole, but for the most part, they're pretty cool. And that's what brought me more in this direction. Opportunity.
Cool. We going around and saying why we joined?
No, you were talking about like famous people from the Brass Lanterns. So
this guy
there's one that I know.
Yeah, cool.
Got me drawn in.
No, that's cool. Yeah, I guess, would anyone know? Well, I don't know. Or is there...
Other than me.
Yeah, other than you.
Roll me a history check. Or I guess maybe a perception check.
21.
Are we doing the thing
sorry,
where we don't tell
19?
people?
22 perception.
On
Maybe not unless it's necessary.
perception, as you're just kind of in the Brass Lantern headquarters, you would see maybe a much older picture, photo, I suppose, very kind of early days photo, which has a handful of different lanterns on it, clearly out on some kind of mission. One of them would be an Johann Rafferty. For those of you paying attention, Rafferty is Kieran's surname.
Well, I've never asked him a surname, so I don't need to hold us.
I think you would have at least picked up each other's
Yeah, I think
surnames unless you're being really like.
when I was introducing myself.
So wait a second, are you connected to this?
Oh yeah, that's my uncle. He's the reason I'm here. Just inspired by his joining in the Lanterns, and he did some good stuff here, so I'm just kind of following in his footsteps, I guess.
My insight check.
Yeah. Will I roll again?
Either, I guess, persuasion or deception, depending on if you're trying to hide something or not.
17 for insight.
That 20.
I got 12. So
Or
I
your
think
motivations.
I don't.
You
So
want
that
to
wasn't.
reveal the whole thing, but
Yeah,
you can,
yeah. That wasn't a barefaced lie, but you can tell that it's not the whole truth.
Yeah, and I rolled in that 20, so I want the whole truth.
Yeah.
Text him.
You can text me if you want.
Well, you can't just read the whole truth on my face.
Yeah.
I want to read something more than something more.
I think.
I think the thing I would maybe then add is this picture is dated. It's dated from a while ago. So it's not that there's nothing dishonest about what Kieran is saying, but there's also a piece that he is holding back that you can very clearly tell he's holding something back significant.
Any sense when he talks about his uncle emotionally, like, is there genuinely like an affection and a looking up to, or is there actually something?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no, there definitely is. Like, it's okay. So it's his uncle is someone that he's connected to, like is on great terms with, and I think you maybe you remember that when we were first at the Brass Lanterns, they gave me a file, like a folder of documents, and maybe on that net 20 you kind of piece that together and you're like, oh, maybe these documents are connected with this uncle who used to. In fact, I don't know if Thorn maybe even said.
Yeah, I don't think he was necessarily being too subtle.
No, he wasn't being too
making a big deal
subtle
of it
about
either.
it.
It was
He
just
was
that this is
being-
for you.
About
your
yeah.
uncle.
Yeah.
So where is your uncle these days? Is he still with the Lanterns? Or?
I guess, are we all still in this office with Thorn?
Yeah.
He's just there.
I think you probably headed out the office, but are just chatting on the way down the
okay.
stairs, kind of
I
like.
just wanted to say something to him.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Thorne. I'm aware from my past excursions that sometimes my demeanour can come across a wee bit abrasive. I was questioning your organisation that you have here. I just want you to know it comes from a good place. I'm aiming at the same thing as you are, and I'm sorry if I came across as some Highlander that's here to change the ways of you Eversmoke type. I'm sure we'll have better dealings in future.
It is it's no problem to ask questions. Nothing should be taken for granted. The light doesn't push back the darkness without effort at times. So I take no offense in you questioning our ways. Sometimes it's good to question what has been established as tradition for tradition's sake.
I appreciate that and echo the sentiment. I just want to shake that.
Yeah, you happily shake it back.
Excellent.
Anything else folks are wanting to say before, I guess, we go back to this kind of slightly future conversation heading down the stairs? Okay, you guys are now sort of processing down out your way out of the building.
Well, the thing is, he went missing a while ago. Thanks, Gus.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And on a mission for the Brass Lanterns. And well, I got a letter from him, and just trying to track him down, you know, because I'm worried about him.
That makes sense.
And I don't know if he's gotten caught up in something pretty dangerous, but
Do you have any idea where he was, like he was working? Or?
well, I got these records from old Fawn there when we joined, and I think you maybe see a kind of hesitation here, like he's not used to giving out so much personal information about himself. But I think there's a moment where he's like, we've been through a lot over the past couple weeks. I'm gonna try and trust these guys.
I think in seeing
In
that
this
hesitation, I'd maybe just say, like, I only ask because it could influence, where we head next. We essentially have to head either east or west, and I mean, if there's a direction that might help you find your uncle, then that could be part of what helps us decide.
It seems he went on an excursion to the ruins of Cadras, which is in Riftspire. So heading that way might be good, but then, I don't know if we should go on this journey to Ironport, check out what these ridiculous Ferris Hart guys are saying, and then head over there, or should we, I don't want to pull the wool over Thorn's eyes and do something else while we're over there, because it might be, I don't want to break the connections with these Brass Lantern guys because they could be really helpful.
There is a reason that he gave you those files. It was not a coincidence.
No, I guess not.
He's obviously quite happy for you to have that information and know where your uncle was working.
Do we have any idea where the ruins of Cadras are?
No.
No. Okay. And it doesn't really give any indication here.
Yeah.
I guess we could ask.
I think basically Thorn gave you all the information that they had. That the note was more that they sent back that they were looking into the ruins of Cadras. I don't think basically the lanterns have what you have is all the lanterns had on Cadras.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And it may be something we get missioned on later.
Or it could be something to investigate in the next couple of weeks while we're in the city, if we can find out anything about these ruins.
Yeah.
That's true.
There is another. I don't know. I don't want to say too much, but there is. I don't know if there's one other detail of what you found from the researchers that may be added us together.
Yeah.
You don't need to tell them that, but just to.
No, yeah,
But
I
that
was.
also might have
I
a
was
direction
remembering.
attached to it as well, if that makes sense. I think.
You look like you have something else in your mind, Kieran.
Well, one of the other reasons I was so interested in these gilded noose guys was that a name that my uncle mentioned in this letter he wrote to me turned up at that researcher's camp where we found Tolfright. So it got something to do with this Salancian node, this gilded noose. It's all connected. And I would like to track these gilded noose guys down, because they definitely know something. But perhaps we need to build up to that. It might be nice to go back to Ironport and just check on check on my sister, see how they're getting on.
The group that we're Golden Nuskas, whatever you want to call it. What did you say they're called?
Independent survey, botanical survey of Western Moorland.
So they're going around, some of their guys are going around with covers as being botanical explorers. Maybe as we go over there might be some connection.
And this other mission on the other side is for a botanical survey.
There might be ties in both places.
I think you might be right.
Well, that
Where's
is
these? Tofred.
that is a quandary.
Yeah, Tofred says protein. Sorry.
Well, there you go. You know the reason I'm here. Sorry I didn't trust you with this information at the beginning, but I wanted to get to know you first.
Why would you tell us all the information like right away? It feels like quite a lot of exposition to give away if you don't know people. So
Exactly.
makes sense.
But you know, we've been through a lot the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Right, let's go in a circle and everyone talk about our backstory.
I appreciate your opening up and sharing. I know it doesn't come natural to everyone. Whatever's happening here is clearly part of something bigger than any of us could anticipate. But from what I've seen of your uncle, he seems like a very capable and competent man.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be somewhat fine wherever he is. And I'm committed to being part of your journey to finding him and saving him, should he require.
That means a lot. Thanks. Might not be enough to convert me to Farrowin, but to Crevor. Sorry.
Sometimes we just do good because we know it's what's meant to be done.
So let's go looking into both these places and see what the option is. For now though, maybe take a day of rest and then get at it tomorrow.
I'll drink to that.
Do we have an idea of how long a letter might take to get over to Ironport?
There are faster and more. Well, it depends on how much money you want to spend. Basically,
I mean, we've got quite a lot of money, so I can.
There are like
You've got it.
there are kind of posts set up that would essentially a sending spell would go like straight across, straight back. That's quite expensive, obviously, for magic. There are obviously just putting a letter on a ship that would take a few months.
Takes just as much ship work.
There's
Obviously, they can only take very little.
I don't think. Yeah,
she's a big
there's,
laugh.
like it's too far a distance for pigeons. But those are your two main ways of either letter by ship. There are faster ships, but they don't tend to take.
Yeah. No, but
passenger
magic is
transport.
going to be.
But yeah, magic is your fastest way, but it would be reasonably expensive to do to get.
I think I'm going to spend a bit of coin and try and send a message to my sister, see if she knows anything about these about what these Ferris Consortium guys are.
Maybe she got a letter as well.
Maybe. I mean, she's not part of Brass Lanterns, but
No, but your uncle sent you a letter.
oh yeah, no.
Maybe she sent her a letter as well.
He's talking about the quest.
He.
Is your sister anything of an investigator?
Yeah.
I only ask because she could.
Really, but she could.
Back in Ironport, she could look into, I don't know, these ruins. See if she could pop to the local library, even see if they've got anything that could, I don't know, dig something up about that.
Yep, I could definitely ask that. No, I got the letter from my uncle back in Ironport when I was with everyone in Ironport, so she knows about the letter. And then that drove me back over to Eversmoke, but now it seems going back to Riftspire. Or at least eventually, unless we want to do this other thing first.
And also, I don't know, we got the impression, do we go and do both missions then come back? Or are we supposed to come back in between both? I know it's on the way, but...
Well, we were sending letters in between, right? So maybe we just intermittently make a written report and send it.
Like on a very practical level, Eversmoke is such a big hub that if you're going out west or east, then it's a fairly natural starting point. So it's not, you don't have to come back, but is probably one of the more natural routes.
So it's quite
Yeah.
like a ship coming from over here is going to stop Eversmoke on the way to over there.
Probably makes more sense
If
than
we
going all
use
the way
the tree
around, right?
here, not saying we're going to
Oh, the tree.
use the tree here, and that took us to like here, surely that would save us a good bit of time on the journey.
You do need to know the
that's
tree
true.
you're traveling to.
Oh yeah.
Need to know. Okay, I didn't know you needed to know the tree.
Yeah, it either needs to, either it's a heartwood tree or it's a tree that you know.
I've seen.
Change it with
On the
visualize
same
almost.
landmass. Yeah, you've got to be able to visualize the tree that you're trying to connect to.
Not even from a map, then. No. So
And the visualize
it'll be the detailed map.
Ellen, draw
It's a great drawing.
the visualizing a tree thing to not go to a hardwood one only works on the same continent.
on the same landmass.
Okay, so we couldn't jump across to.
I think
no back.
Gus would know quite a lot of trees because he travelled around as like this, Sebastian's tremendous, exquisite, electronomical voltometron.
So I think if I remember right, that's all on Riftspire though, right?
It wasn't all on Riftspire. It was on the European,
Okay.
the Dwarva mainland as well, as well as Iain and Eversmoke, really.
You might know. So it's not. That would possibly slightly shorten your journey. You still have a long way to go to get from Dornvarau though. It's still like even from say Port Solens or such like. It's still
it's
at
still a while.
least a month, maybe longer. Probably longer to get over to. So it would shorten the journey for sure if you were to use that potentially.
Yeah, we could start at Port Solens then, because that's where I'm from originally.
And possibly some information on these Golden Loose guys. Salancian node.
I think the most important thing is waiting for Leander to get back before we make a decision. But for now, let's just go and investigate both wakes.
Well, yeah, for now we got 2 weeks off, don't we? How are you going to spend the next 2 weeks?
What was the name of that the place with the gladiators fight? Is that where you just go and spend all money? And gamble?
Do we have rooms here in the Brass Lantern
you've got
Lighthouse?
places to stay here
It's
essentially.
all the Humble Buddy Tavern that we
So you
stayed
blame me. Is your account
So we just
Do you ultimately go and get
Navigator's Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Oh, the Navigator's Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Navigator's Gauntlet.
Navigator's Gauntlet. Yeah, actually, I'm going to know that.
So you're gonna go and gamble on some robot fighting. Robot
Yep.
wars.
And drink as much as I can.
Okay.
You gonna go try and find you guys?
Yeah, I'll probably go down to the port thing. Anyone wants to join? Or I'll just do that.
I'll come along.
I'm gonna go try and find some place where I can send a message to Aoife.
So let's start with the port then, so you guys can head down. I think it's probably quite close by, because I think you'll probably be in the Compass Key port.
Oh, that makes sense.
Just disappearing.
Slips into the shadows.
He just something backwards.
Homer in the head.
So you're down by the port where you're kind of. It was like a long ship, right? It was kind of.
Yeah-ish.
Yeah. It's not there.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Are you wanting to speak to any of the Harm Masters or such like, or?
What do you reckon, Goose?
Doesn't help to ask.
Aye. Yeah, I'll go up to the closest portmaster, or the most competent looking one.
Though you seem a little hurt. I know you were talking a big talk about how you're all individuals and you can be on your own way or whatever it was that you said, but you are crying.
You know,
The mustache is just wiping off as he gets down there, you know.
I just figured they'd maybe give me a bit more time, you know. It means a lot to me to lead a clan and to have that mantle and to see that the way that I've trained them is to just up and go. It's disappointing.
But it is in their nature, no?
It is, but so is loyalty.
Maybe they are just taking it once around the block.
Once you're in the England.
Yeah, they will be back, I'm sure.
I hope you're right.
Because you know that famous Macmahar saying, if they are gone for 2 weeks, then they are probably dead. But if they are gone for 4 weeks, then they are right as rain.
Is that people who are fixed?
I am a scholar of many cultures. You don't need to question.
I've never heard it put like that. But, you're on the right lines, I reckon. Yeah. Go
So
on.
there's a clear kind of harbour, like kind of the port where you'd have registered when you kind of came in. The harbour master's like this sort of air ganassi, kind of water. Not air ganassi, water ganassi. Sorry. She's got kind of long, flowing, kind of green algae, almost kind of covered hair. Quite a kind of sailor-y, piratey sort of vibe to her. Just sort of sitting in the office with clipboard in hand, looking a little bit bored.
Oh, very nice. Well, excuse me, my lady. You wouldn't happen to see a Macmaharian longship in your docks in the past week or so?
Oh aye, those lads, they caused quite a ruckus on their way through. Like, you're not with them on the way in?
I was. I was expecting to see them on the return visit. I've just come back from mission. I wondered if you knew where they would be.
They left in quite a rush. They like signed the papers in, but they were out of here as quick as they could. If anything, they
Little tears. Tell me more.
if anything, they looked a little bit, dare I say it, scared.
Well,
There was a panic, which is not what I expect of those of Macmahar, but they were There was a concern and a panic look on them as they go. I can't say that they didn't say where they were going, but they got our ear very sharp. Just what would it be, like 3-4 days ago now?
No. Right. Okay. And did it seem like they got news or something?
I can't. They didn't tell me what had put the wind in their sails, but it wasn't. It was a very quick, almost fearful departure.
Well, I hope they were still respectful and paid you properly. I'll give her a gold piece as well. I appreciate your candour and the information. Might be something more to this, thank you.
How fast is communication from Macmahar normally? Like, have they had something from the motherland and they've like rushed back to try and...
Yeah.
It would probably be mainly by letter. I don't know that there'd be much of the more official, like, magical communication channels set up for Macmahar as much.
Yeah, good idea. Before I leave her, then I will say, would you have any ships chartered to go Macmahar way in the next day or so?
There's not that many that tend to head up that direction. It's the kind of you lot tend to send some folks down for trade, but that's the most kind of common way, I think, is Macmahar traders coming into port. There's not currently any in that I'm aware of. There are ships that pass by that sometimes will drop others off, often heading out towards Nordrasir and such like. So you could get passage on one of those, I would imagine, if you're looking for it.
Okay, well, leave it with me. I'll possibly come back with more of a plan. It's developing as we speak. And well, Gus, there might be some loyalty in the clan McElfinnan after all.
Sounds like loyalty is their core driver, in fact. You have trained them well.
It's kind of me to say.
I mean, maybe not. I was just trying to be nice.
Well, it means less now, but anyway, we'll get going.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Kieran.
Can I find one sort of
Yeah.
like I don't know, post office.
Yeah. They're kind of, I guess a few sort of sort of arcane postmaster sort of offices that would, I imagine, handle the general sort of letters and such like, but also would have with enough requests and certain money, kind of other means of getting communication further afield. You would probably know that the magically speaking, when you're paying for sending, it's 25 words is what you can
I was going to
send.
say, is there a word
So
limit?
There is a word limit. I think 25 words is as many as you can send with sending. So
okay.
And it because you're not sending it, you're sending it to a postmaster at the other end.
Yeah.
That then needs to try and then have a. You've got to specify who it's going to at the other end as well, which is part of the cost.
Part of the. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it would be.
So it's like essentially, so it's going to go straight to their head.
So it's going to go to their.
No, it's going to go to their
Equivalent
postman.
of the postmaster, like a postmaster equivalent on the other side, who then needs to then, with instruction, pass it on. So in 25 words or less, you need to both clarify who it's going to and the core of your message.
Yeah.
Or you can pay twice. It is 15 gold for each sending. Yeah.
Can I? Can I do it in like thieves can't?
You
Send an encrypted message. I
As
feel like
long as
me
it
and
can be,
I feel like me and my sister would have some sort of
Yeah, I'd imagine you can send it in some level of code. Yeah.
yeah.
It's still quite restricted, obviously, by the number of
Yeah,
words,
for sure,
but,
for sure.
Yeah. Basically, I would imagine you can get 1 or 2 questions plus address, essentially.
So wait, so the address has to be part of the 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can I sit and work this out for a bit, and we can cut to someone else?
And come back. Okay. Anyone else? Kind of in the first part of this downtime, over we had go to the Navigator's Gauntlet. Is that?
Yeah,
Are you bringing
I
anyone
went
with
to
you,
the.
or are you just?
I don't know if Phineas is following me, but I think I would try to be rushing ahead a little bit.
Well, I would speak to you just before you're going and say, that's fine if you're heading there, but I'm gonna go check out, see if I can find a library, see if I can look into these towns, see if I can find anything about this noose thing as well.
Yeah, you notice that Bo's quite reserved when he's just talking to you more than normal. He just seems to say like smaller, like yes, no's, maybes. Heads to the gauntlet. I know there's like a booth available there that would maybe be like somewhat.
Yeah, you could take. I'm sure.
So I'm gonna like take out the bag of holding. I would have picked up, like, for example, the bed sheets from like that inn or whatever, and I almost made like a sort of fort of some description of the community to see in. They're just making a bit of cover for myself in this little booth. And then he kind of starts to hyperventilate. He kind of tears rolled in his eyes a little bit, and he has a panic attack at what's just happened over the last 2 weeks. But now he's finally got solitude and solace from everyone else. He can kind of deal with his emotions in some way, and he doesn't know how. I think he's quite intelligent enough to do it. So it's just kind of resulted in this panic attack where the stress and anxiety of what we've been through, of what we've fought, if you will, is kind of all hitting him at once. Thinking,
Out. So roll, I guess, a stealth. Phineas, roll me like an insight. Just
16.
12.
12.
Would I have it with disadvantage because I'm
Yeah.
so muted?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, 2 plus 2, so 4.
So
Plus
you
four,
would
6.
you would at the very least for sure be able to notice that as Bo is heading off, it's not very Bo-like. So he's going somewhere that's quite Bo-like, but he's not doing it in a very. There's definitely you can see the kind of upset on his face or such like as he kind of just heads off. You guys also do have a fortnight, so there's plenty of time for multiple things if people need to do multiple things. But
She is so uncaring, but I'm just gonna let him go.
fair.
So that tracks.
No, it does.
I'd be worried if you did anything else. Like,
I feel like I'd probably be there for like until anyone pesters me, then I'll maybe try to pick myself up on purpose. But just try to deal with the gravity of everything, not be able to really talk it through, not really be able to handle it. Get into some form of grips by actually looking over the pamphlet that you shared earlier on. Like, obviously it's not a real pamphlet, and I can't read either. I'm just looking at the pictures. But I think what you can maybe try to piece together is he's trying to reach out to something beyond himself to calm the emotions he doesn't know how to handle. Do you get me? I don't know what that thing would be, but something. So it's up to you what that looks like and how that happens, or if that happens at all. But I think he's just trying to reach out to something more than just him.
I guess roll me maybe religion, I suppose.
Do you want to
Unfortunately, mine's 2, but 16. Yeah, so 16.
I think a sense that Bo would probably get is, as he is trying to reach out, a gambling den that's a very mechanical, heavy kind of robot fighting and such like is not a space where a god like Ferroin is particularly prevalent, and so there's a kind of disconnect in that. There might be other spaces, more natural spaces, that would be more inclined, but I think such a space is quite isolating in a way.
I don't think you'd be intelligent enough to even figure that out, to be honest. So like, he just like.
He's got a wisdom to him, so I wouldn't be too dismissive of that.
I think he's I think he's going to stay where he is and completely lose himself in the sort of moment of that, and then because he didn't get the reception he hoped for, even though he's not in a place that's appropriate for it, his response is then to go even further into the drinking, into the gambling. So maybe that's something we might explore later. But for now, he's just almost trying to lose. He's trying to reach out to what he knows. So I don't know if you want to do a luck check or whatever, but
yeah, you can do a luck check for gambling and such.
I'm lucky again, 18.
Yeah, the luck seems to still persist. You can add a few gold. Like even though he's trying, if anything, he seems to be doing better when he's not trying so hard.
I feel like he's just going like pretty much all in on every bet.
Where would be the nearest temple, either to Ferroin or to Kruvar? From where he is?
Ferroin is Kruvar. It's just a different name for the same. Like the nature with all the gods is that the pantheon remains the same throughout the world, but which different nations have different gods they focus on, different names they call them by, different aspects of them that they might draw out, but it's a kind of similar pantheon. So yeah, so there's certainly a kind of temple. Ferroin is, let me just remind myself, I don't think Ferroin is quite as prevalent in, Ferroin isn't one of the major gods of Grand Avondale. So like, the 4 major gods of Grand Avondale are Ceravin, the Coin Keeper, Lorwyn, the Voyager, Equilor, the Scale Keeper, and then also Azrath, the Crimson Scourge. So that's kind of like fortune and making and sort of creation, it's discovery and venture and balance and kind of justice, and then the kind of bellows of rage and progress and taking and that sort of thing. So there is a sort of small, because of it's such a big city, you're probably able to find like a smaller kind of temple to Ferroin, but it's kind of more on the outskirts, maybe in one of the kind of nearby, like maybe like kind of almost like little suburban villages of the town. But you could probably find a kind of small worship centre, like almost more of a shrine than a full-on sort of temple. There would be temples to all the other 4, actually, the 4 districts of Eversmoke are kind of, each district has a particular god focused. But
so because Phineas is selfish by nature, I'm not going to follow Bo, but being aware with that insight check that there's something going on with him, and it probably is connected to all this god stuff, when I first get to a library, I'm going to look up where there'll be a temple to Ferroin, write a little note just with the address on it, So no detail, no nothing, just an address. And I'm going to get a little street urchin to go to that place, go to the, what's it called again? The gauntlet thing?
Yeah, Navigator's Gauntlet.
Nav's gauntlet. You're going to find a guy there. You'll know him, he's the one with the alligator. Probably keep himself to himself.
Yeah.
Just give him this, don't say anything.
Yeah.
So you're just going to get a note just with an address to
Maybe
go
it costs
to.
you like a silver or so, but it's nothing too much. And a note appears for you. Just a little street urchin lad, just with
I
it.
can't read.
You can read it enough. Yeah, you can understand it enough.
Damn it.
Because you would know that you can't read.
Yep.
Spectres.
Also, I don't think you're completely illiterate. You can't read well, but you do have common. So
Like sixth level intelligence is just above a beast, so like it is pretty
but a very
hieroglyphs. So would maybe be the best way. So picture of a shrine, a little person walking towards it because I'm smaller. As simple as possible, please.
A wee person with a gator on a lead
Yeah, exactly. So
walks to this building.
Can I look for a couple items?
yeah, you can do. Cool. So we'll leave Bo with that note, musing over what to do with it. Was there anything else, sorry, John, you were wanting to do before we come back to you, Ollie, on?
Well, I think at the library, essentially it's just I'm looking for information on Ironport, on the Ferris group, on the Brass Lanterns, because I have a bit of a distrust of Thorn, and I'm a little bit unsure of the missions they're sending us out on, and also of the places over the other side, the what do you call them, the Botanical Society.
Yeah, so after I send the message, I was then wanting to go and do some research on
Oh, we'll run into
stuff.
each other.
So
Yeah.
I guess we could
So
maybe
the pair of you
run
can
into
do
each other
some
after that.
research then.
Yeah.
Does one of you want to take a focal point? Let's start with you. Choose one thing to focus on, and then roll me, I presume, investigation, or
Before we-
history or something. I don't know if there's a.
So that's partly my excuse to get away from Bo was going to the
Okay,
library.
yes.
There is a bit of going to the library. I also just wanted to do a bit of
Uh-huh.
seeing if I could attune to my patron, getting a bit
Oh, cool.
antsy about not knowing what's next. He likes
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Well, maybe we could have set a time to meet.
But that could be like while you're doing the post thing.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
doing my-
Then you're, yeah.
trying to see
For
if
sure.
there's any messages for me.
I do have my 25 words now.
And then we'll meet back at the library to look into the things.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
So let's do the patron bit. We'll pause the library bit for now, and then I'll come to Ollie. Just trying to
Yeah.
Yeah,
manage everyone. So you've got a way of, your way of communicating with your patron. What in simple form do you ask? I guess. I imagine it's a kind of series almost of leaving notes in certain places and such like.
Just seeking further instruction.
The kind of note comes back of where are you next headed?
Eversmoke for 2 weeks. Then either Gales. That one. Gales Harbour.
Gale
Yeah.
Harbour.
Gale Harbour. Or Ironport.
The note comes back. Noted. No Eversmoke target. Further word comes soon. Basically, come back in a couple of days. With those kind of places in mind, essentially. Cool.
Then he should be frustrated because he likes to know where he's going next and where his patron wants him, but it's okay.
Interesting.
Let's go over to Ollie. So, Ollie, what were you wanting to do? Sorry.
Can I have a look for the pipes of haunting?
Pipes
Sure.
Yeah, just in honor of the mother, you know. I've known Farron to be this god of warmth, like this safe haven that I've gone to, but just recognizing that actually to have a safe haven you have to have fear and pain. Joy doesn't mean anything unless you have the lows of sadness.
Roll me, I guess. either investigation, or if you can give me a different suggestion of what it wouldn't be to what else it would be, but for looking around the shops and trying to find, I guess, a kind of magical music store essentially is kind of what you're looking for, or maybe around like little antique stores and sort of thing.
Yeah, I can go for investigation.
I'm just laughing at that. He's already added it. No,
I haven't equipped it. I brought that up to remember.
yeah, no, joke.
14?
Can you give yourself guidance?
Yeah, that is it. I can give myself a plus a d4.
It's only flash of genius from
No,
That's another 4. It's called built for
Success. Yeah. Is that another 4? Nice.
Another 4. What did I say?
2.
Yeah.
18. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can take some time looking around the city. It might take you you probably kind of try some different areas over the course of a couple of days, but you can definitely find a kind of store with some magical antiques and such like to it. In terms of cost, one second.
They don't spend all the good gold. Told him not to trust you, not to trust them.
Roll me a luck check, just to see how the price is looking.
19 on the dice.
So, such an item is uncommon. It's not all that, but you can find it at what would be quite a good price. It is 425 gold.
Sounds good to me.
So
Do you have that much money?
He's got all the group gold now.
What? I don't know if he's got
Yeah,
mine.
he's got the group gold, like the stuff that we've sort of shared together. He's got. We put it in. Remember?
Fair enough.
there, yeah, you can spend 425 gold and add the pipes of hunting. There you
Are we all happy about this?
We're not there. We don't know.
No, I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
But
Let's do it.
I'd be furious, but I also still have more gold than the group, so it's fine.
go. Cool. Okay,
Yeah, I
let's
don't
go
know.
over to Kieran. So,
I don't know how much of my gold I would have given to him, but I'm happy to
Jeez, that's 24.
put this down if it's if
Yeah,
some
I
of
mean,
this
but that's
gold that I have in my inventory would have been
No,
in
was
in Gus. Yeah, so I guess I'm at this like kind of arcane postmaster's office, and yeah, I don't know, is there some sort of separate booth for like sending spells?
yeah, there'll be a kind of clerk at the desk who, as soon as you usher that you're wanting the more expensive sort of sending, would send you kind of to the more prestigious clientele sort of area. You're met by a different clerk who's like, so I would like the kind of expedited letter service.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, perhaps me coming here could be maybe off the record, and I kind of slide over a couple gold coins at
Yes.
the same time.
Of course, sir. At the highest level of discretion would be offered, of course.
Perfect, thank you.
Which city would you like to send their message to?
To Iain.
To Ironport. Yes, we can. That's no problem at all. You have 25 words. We do obviously encourage you to give us a direction as to so that at the other end we can make sure the message reaches who it's meant to reach.
Exactly. So, E for Rafferty, apartment 4, 117 46th Street. And then, if the rest could be in a kind of coded
Yep.
language, but I'll read it, obviously.
Yeah.
Read it in common, but. Are Infernals sabotaging Ferris Heart? They are looking to start a war. Don't be reckless. I'm coming. Cure it.
Sorry.
Guys,
Sister!
I'm
That's your
coming to
sister.
Ironport. I have to do as least amount of work as possible. Oh man.
Oh,
Great.
we just met eyes there, Donnie. Perfect.
Oh, man.
Okay, cool.
That was just a sentence by itself. Sorry.
Are you paying enough for her to sort of send
Yeah.
a response
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
well? Okay.
I thought it was
Please.
Cool.
So how much is that off
The
me?
clerk is like, so I guess it's 50 each way, so 30 gold.
30.
To send that
Okay.
up for. The clerk
And then I'll
says,
take off another couple for
yeah,
keeping it.
return a few in a day or so if we get a response. Or basically stop by and we'll let you know as soon as we have a response.
Yeah, cool.
It'll probably take a couple of days.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll... sorry. And then I guess I head to the library to deal with
ready to the library,
Phineas.
no worries. Cool. So, if you want to take like a topic that you are trying to look into, and then either an investigation or if you can think of an associated skill, I'm open to others. But
I suppose, do we want to?
history
No,
would
I
be
guess
another one, I guess.
yeah.
Are we looking into? Are we starting by looking into like the same mission and a couple of different focuses on it, or do you want to take?
Well,
Well,
I
should
want to
take the other-
look into the ruins of Cadras.
Okay, so you focus into that.
Yeah. If that's cool.
I'll look into the Botanical Society and the
Oh yeah, cool.
folks over
Go for it.
Thingby place.
So,
Yeah, I don't
okay,
have
so,
a brilliant investigation, but
okay, so roll me then investigation into.
don't really have another skill I can use here.
Botanicals.
13.
Oh, 19.
Nice.
You know exactly where the ruins are. Suddenly, you just remember.
This is right here where the R is.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Royal Botanical Sciences, they are an old and quite prestigious organisation. Generally for like kind of it's the upper echelons of kind of academia who are looking into anything kind of botanically related. That can be arcane, sort of plants and nature and such like as well. They are known to kind of have little research stations out all throughout the world, although their kind of base would be here in Eversmoke, and they would sort of send like the kind of fellows of it would be like kind of very much held as the experts in such field throughout the world. It's like the kind of Oxford or Cambridge of botanical study would be fellows associated with botanical sciences. You the only other kind of notable detail that you would find to them is there are some kind of financial connections between them and the United Ecclesia as well. So some of their funding does seem to come from such roots, if not uncommon. But yeah, they're a very well known established society sort of thing. But
We're going to take down the church.
Okay, so some of their finances from related.
yeah,
Is, yeah.
To the first side.
Right, so I rolled a 19 on
Sweet.
my investigation for ruins of Cadras.
yeah. So just the other one little thing.
Oh, yeah,
for botanical sciences.
Yeah.
You would find some papers by a kind of green bottle, as is mentioned in the letter. Kind of research on flora projects and such like. There is within the notes this there does seem to be a secondary voice in some of her writings, but that is discarded as a necessary but unnamed field liaison.
Okay, yeah. Early Ander getting to decide.
So sorry, what did you get and what were you looking into again?
The ruins of Cadras.
Ruins of Cadras.
My boy. It's my son.
So I'm afraid to say there's not much on the ruins of Cadras.
Okay,
like
even
they are
19.
not a known entity, at least not in any kind of the archives and libraries you can find.
Okay.
They only find one little footnote in a paper about like sort of lost civilizations of the New World. You find one reference point to Cadricia.
Okay.
But it's the closest and only reference point you can.
Okay. So
It's a different place.
It might be. Who knows?
so nothing about. So in this reference book, does it tell me what kind of city it was, or who would have lived there?
No, it's just
Any sort
a
of
brief
direction?
footnote other than in the New
Really,
World. The
even
New
just
World
a
would
general
be considered
Riftspire.
Riftspire, but beyond
Or
that,
Riftspire, or also the bottom bit, or just Rift. Oh well, yeah, no, I know it's Riftspire already.
Zaharan's a different, it's a different
Yeah.
continent. The streets.
Not even in north, south, east, or west.
Somehow you've come away
Well,
knowing
like,
less than
the
you
whole-
started with.
If the whole organisation we're working for doesn't have a clue, like, I think getting one bit of information.
That's a good
I'm
point.
sorry, but it's not.
No.
There's not much out there on.
You're
them at
right.
all.
Brass lanterns don't really know anything.
So
Okay.
I should get like a 30 check and find like information that's hidden under the floorboards.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Oh, there's an entire description of the floorboards just with there. It's fine.
Cool.
Anything else you guys are wanting to look into while you're in the kind of library space or such like? You can choose a few topics if you want to research a few things.
Can I research how to be a level 4 bard? Is that research that I can do in this place?
I think it's successful.
Or does that come from the heart?
It comes from the heart. The heart tells you,
Right.
not just yet, but very soon. You're feeling the cusp of such a
Cool.
position.
Cool.
But yeah, anything else you want to look into, particularly regarding any of these kind of missions or such like?
I'm gonna take level 5.
The Botanical Society one, I guess, is just. It seems like just grunt work at the moment, so we don't really know.
Yeah. Is there
There's not a lot else to
is there anything we
research
can
in that.
find?
Are you wanting to look into, say, like Skulljar or any kind of information you can find
Sure,
about
yeah.
it?
History or investigation.
Either or, whatever you kind of prefer.
14, they're both +3s, so whichever one.
So I guess this doesn't come up quite so much maybe in the library, but even just kind of asking around and doing some kind of, even just looking through some of the newspapers and such like, some of the things you find. So for example, Skulljar used to be quite an exporter of grain. That has recently stopped almost entirely. There are still high quality goods like furs and irons that seem to come out of Skulljar, but the grain market, which used to be quite major, has all but entirely stopped out of there. You know of them as a nation. They're very much focused on strength and war. Gods like Azrath and Dornath are two of their kind of major focuses for them. You do find maybe one other little note, or maybe just in a kind of a little bit in one of the newspapers that does seem to imply a little bit of tension kind of building between some of the farmers in Skulljar. That just seems there's just little pockets of stories of kind of organised resistance
Against a particular group or.
against maybe more of the ruling kind of military class.
Well, the level up bit, right?
I think so.
Some kind of internal divide seems to be slightly bubbling under the surface.
Well,
Cool.
should we?
And I was gonna have a look and see if there was any, if the Ferris Heart Consortium has had any influence in Eversmoke, and do they have like a depot here, or like where they would ship goods over, and where that they might land, and who's buying them, and what that kind of situation might be. I don't know if that's a case of going round to the harbour and investigating if there's any.
So you can roll either
ships belonging to them
investigation,
or whatever.
persuasion if you want to try and get some gossip, kind of.
My persuasion is
however kind of
better, so I'm
angle
gonna
you
go
want to
around and sort of use my sort of charisma and go and chat to people who might be involved and try and kind of
Okay. Yeah.
Talk.
Roll me a persuasion. Is anyone with you and anyone helping you in that as well? Like, I guess you can be doing it in pairs if you want.
I'd maybe try and go and find Gus.
Yeah. Are you tagging along for this, Gus?
Sure.
Cool. Are you giving help to persuade?
I'm going to have left Kieran to head off to do this bit because
Yeah.
I'm going to go and do some
Yeah. Cool.
shopping
Yeah, sounds good.
or stealing. We'll see how it goes.
10.
10. So what are you trying to... This is just general information about...
Yeah, to see if they have any links here in Eversmoke and what they might be buying and selling, and any just kind of a bit more information about what they're doing right now. What's their current endeavors?
Okay, yeah, so they certainly trade, so there would be at least some of the ports that are maybe the main bits that some of their trade would come in. A lot of kind of New World exports of kind of hardwoods and such like come through them. They are one of the more advanced when it comes to mechanism, like kind of more mechanical creations. They do have their own automatons that they seem to have like kind of copyrighted essentially their own designs and such like. A lot of their trade is done under what's known as Ferris script. It seems to be its own like financial transactions. They have some level of control over. Gus, roll me a perception in some of these discussions.
19.
In some of these conversations, one name comes out that you would recognise: Sebastian Calamente del Cielo, as a notable figure within with connections to the Ferris Heart Consortium.
I'm the only one that noticed that.
Yeah, I mean, you might hear the name, but it doesn't mean anything to anyone else.
And we've got this letter from Magister Eamon Grey.
Yeah.
So would I know what kind of... I'm guessing I would already probably know this. What kind of level a Magister is in this sort of hierarchy?
They would be like one of the kind of overarching thing, like quite a major overarching.
Just for the company, or is that in government?
For the company, yeah. Like they're one of the ones in the... they might have some... they would probably have quite a substantial level of city influence too, but primarily from their connection to the company.
Okay. And do we meet anyone that works for them, or just just people who are like taking in?
It's more that their trade comes in.
They
don't. There's not quite as much of a presence. I don't think so much in Eversmoke, but it's more like their trade comes through. That kind of thing.
Do I sort of hear any rumors of like what this guy's talking about in the letter, as to disruptions in their trade? From anything?
Yeah, roll me maybe one more check of choice, be it persuasion for some gossip or investigation if you're kind of looking a bit further.
What are these rolls?
No, but it's just the one.
12.
Just check.
Nothing too substantial. There definitely seems to be from some of the rumours on the wind, there's some kind of group that seems to be consistently getting in the way of what is going on, of what the consortium is doing. That seems quite problematic. There is some descriptions of some of their fabricants exploding. That's something you can hear on the wind as well. Seems to be severely sabotaged and possibly blowing up. Some of their machine workers is one of the kind of stories that you hear of, but you can't find a name for the group. The group don't seem to clearly identify themselves. It's not like they're leaving a calling card, but it's just there's some kind of opposition in place.
And you said that I've maybe run afoul of these guys before.
You'd certainly be aware of them. They're a substantial player in both Ironport, but also some of the other kind of major cities.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, sounds good.
They're a private organisation,
Yeah.
but they are quite an
Influential.
one.
For sure.
So.
Did you say that I think Sebastian is in league with Eamon Grey?
Yes. Oh yeah. It's a name that comes up with notable connection to as a
Fair
figure
enough.
just pops up within the consortium.
Cool.
Under relatively recent, it's a more recent name that's come up, but a fairly influential one.
Cool.
Okay. Anything else people are wanting to? You've got still this window of kind of downtime.
Yeah.
Anything else folks are wanting to do in this space? Basically, the encouragement is kind of get to come back at the end and sort of meet with Thorn and kind of give a direction of where you think you're going next.
I mean, hopefully check back in and see if Aoife
Yeah.
has sent something back. But if somebody else wants to do something first.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you said you were gonna go shopping, maybe? Or
Yeah,
I've been shopping.
you've been shopping.
I would like to seek out the finest armor or military type weapons, shields, all that jazz
Yep.
shop in the world.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Let's see. So they are based. So there's one of the districts in the Bullion Quarter. Let's see. Yeah, within the Bullion Quarter, there's a number of kind of blacksmiths and sort of metalsmiths and such like, which are probably one of the kind of the best places for equipment and particularly military equipment and such like. One of them being the Heart Forge, the Heart Smith Exchange.
Cool. I shall head there.
You meet, so there's a little sort of tiefling artificer on the kind of the desk or the sort of such like. Can I help you? What are you looking for?
Good morning, sir. I'm looking for perhaps some more high caliber weapons than what I'm currently have on my possession, and perhaps also some better armor and maybe an improvement in my shield as well.
Okay, that's no problem. So is there anything generally speaking, what are you, I guess, in?
So currently I have leather armor, and I'd like to upgrade. I want to
I think at the very least
class.
studded is better than leather, which is only like a
25 gold?
yeah, so it's like 25 gold to upgrade that. You could try and get uncommon, which would be a +1. That is more in the kind of 400 to 500 plus range if you go into like uncommon gear. But if you just want the studded, I think that's the better version of that. Shield wise, I think that you get near in the uncommon region if you want better than standard. So that's again kind of starting at about 400 or 500. Generally for kind of uncommon items is your ballpark for that.
And the uncommon shields usually don't give you a boost in armor class, they usually just give you like an extra ability.
Oh yeah.
I think it's
sometimes
rare
they
to
do.
get like more than a +2 shield.
Yeah.
Like there's hardly any that do that, I don't think.
Oh,
But they're like
I've got one of them
you can
already.
get a +2 shield that does something else.
Another option is, because I know you do match and stuff like that, you get like a shield, a staff of defense or something like that, which
Oh, that,
lets
yeah.
you do shield or mage armor at will, which would give you the same defense as a studied leather +1, but also give you the bonus of like you can cast shield from time to time, which is a +5 armor class per round.
Okay.
So
Sorry, I'm looking up the thing. Studied armor, the only ones I'm finding are studied leather armor vulnerability.
Instead
it
of
makes you weaker to
just studded leather.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, but because you're intelligence based, you're not gonna get that much out of.
That's why I'm thinking like a shield, like a spellcasting focus that can do something like shield or mage armor might genuinely be better than leather armor.
It'll be better than it is, but by like 1 or 2.
But also a shield is what I'm saying. That is a massive benefit.
If it has charges that you can cast shield from,
Yeah.
that would be pretty sick.
Right.
Because you retrofit that into like your staff, for example, or something.
I'll take the studded leather.
Cool.
Because that takes me up at least a point in my armor class.
Yeah, without spending quite a lot of money, it's quite hard to get dramatically more armor class.
Yeah, that's alright.
But
Just looking for a little bit of a boost on that, that's
Yeah.
okay. And I can equip my shield from time to time in fights when I need to. That gives me a couple extra. The other thing was just to see if I could improve either a bow or a sword. I've just got kind of standard short bow and short sword at the
I
moment.
think you have. Do you not have a dagger?
I do, I've got a
think you-
spine-glass dagger.
Yes, which I think is better than anything you're going to be able to buy.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I think that one is rare.
Read it in case it says if you slits at least don't you get HP. Be very careful.
I'll double check that, but I think that is.
Yeah.
Because most of your damage will come from sneak attack anyway, so the weapon that you're using.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, because that one is rare, so that's it's a +1 and it does some poison on top, I think.
Sure. Yeah, the armor helps at the moment.
Yeah, so it's like 2d4 kind of thing, isn't it? 2d4 +1, because 1d4 is poison damage.
Yeah.
Plus your sneak attack is always a little bit your main way of actually doing damage is with sneak attack.
Sweet.
Cool. During the 2 weeks, whatever the good days, depending on where he's at, mentally at least, I think I'm going to try and recruit people out of the town who can forge the bark that we sort of made, and also the string we sort of made into an instrument of sorts, like a lute or a lyre or anything like that, or a harp or whatever's possible. Just to make a cooler instrument doesn't need to be advancing, but just to have something that just stands out a little bit more, and maybe enough silk to also maybe make some tassels. Nothing much. So.
Roll me, I guess.
Nice.
Can I assist?
Yeah, you can assist. I'm trying to think.
I've got a 7 in my higher or whatever it is. So
Did you do 2 days?
yeah, 7 and 5. So so I don't know whether you're adding on top of that, but I assume it won't be that high.
Okay.
So unless persuasion makes it like a 9. So like that.
This is more for the cost than it is for
No,
anything
okay,
else.
so, yeah.
But so I think probably persuasion to try and get someone to make it for you.
Yeah.
I don't know when I wrote this down, but I wrote down we had taken like chitin plates off one of the wooded creatures.
Yeah, it must have been
and
something we fought.
you had said that we would maybe be able to make some plate armor from it, some like light plate armor potentially.
Light plate armor.
I mean, it's like crustacean. It's like
Yeah.
this wood, I guess. Like
You might be able to make at least some kind of
bark
breastplate with it, I'd have thought.
I was thinking for Phineas that might be better than a studded leather.
Possibly, yeah.
If you would allow that to be classed as a light armor.
Yeah. We'll say yes, and we'll maybe work that out to make so we can work for both bow and the kind of chitin armor. I'll work out what that actually might look like.
Yeah, I'm happy to do some.
But yeah, you can put in the work order, and we'll presume it'll be kind of maybe ready for next time for both these things. And I will take some time off camera to work out the logistics of what that might be, if that makes sense.
I just want an instrument to clarify.
But the nature of what you're making it out of means that it won't just be an instrument. So
I'm intrigued as to whether Bo did go to the temple at any point in the few days since he received the.
Do you think he did? Or do you
Unless somebody talks to me now. I'm not going. So.
I was going to seek you out to just see how you're doing, and I was concerned for you. If you want to work on the lyre at the same time, I'm happy to like lend my craftsman proficiency, my carpenter proficiency for the body side of it, and while we're
so somebody's
working
doing
on it,
the what do we call it? Stringing making process.
Yeah, while we're working on it, like just you keep it up, alright, Bo?
It's been quite an overwhelming couple of weeks. No, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's understandable.
When I got into this, I thought we were going to be going and looking for treasure. We've to some degree discovered a god. This is more than I bargained for.
I would take confidence in the fact despite the limited understanding and calling that you have for your life, there is someone out there that has a bigger calling for you, and that you are capable of great things. You have survived an encounter with a fragment of a god from a past realm. You didn't just scrape by, you didn't just happen to be there, you were placed there.
I think I'm trying to piece things together in my head, but still, there's so much to understand. Well, maybe there's courage I can take that we got through it, but maybe this organization's a bit much for me.
Don't limit yourself, Paul. Who knows what's out there, what's intended. And whoever it is that's been doing this, we've put you with us. We're a group of 6. As individuals, we're nowhere near capable of facing what we've already faced, let alone anything further. But as a 6, as a party, as a group of friends and adventurers, I think we're more than the sum of our parts. I'm here for you.
I'm here for you too.
Where are we at the moment? We're in the pub?
I have no idea.
Just back in
where
the
would
tap,
we be? Maybe. Yeah, so
Yeah.
somewhere that's quiet as to where
Where we could just do a bit in the back. So
You know, there's like a workshop space we found, so it's made.
Yeah.
So
Men's
lots of
shed.
governor.
We're in the men's
That's it, we're in
shed.
the men's shed.
Aye. I'll just bring you an ale. Just something a bit soft now then.
I got this weird letter, and I sort of hand over the small note. A wee kid can give it. Just the address of the little shrine for Cool.
How fortuitous. Oh, this is the address of a temple for Ferroin.
Oh.
Someone's been trying to reach you. It's obviously it wasn't me, but it's obviously someone that doesn't know that you can't read. I'm happy to take you there. If you would like.
Yeah, why don't we go?
Let's do it. And Cal, did you see this was a kind of smaller place?
Yeah, it's more
out of town.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's a bit more out of town. Kind of more of a simple, it's more of a shrine to Ferroin. That's kind of thing. It doesn't even seem to have a priest as such to it. It's more that Ferroin followers might come here and leave offerings or that kind of thing. In a kind of more of a grove on the outskirts of town that's in a park kind of space.
Right. Okay. So we approach the grove. I think I have the kind of idea that there should be one of these what is it, heartwood trees here.
Yeah.
But I feel convicted that I should do it with the blessing of the city, so I don't do it yet. I think over the 2 weeks I try and find, whether it's through talking to Edgar Thorne or someone else, of who's an authority that I can talk to about doing this properly, and actually maybe getting a bit of a backing towards it, a bit of interest.
To Parks and Rec.
Yeah, go to Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
To try and redeem Eversmoke, because in my head Eversmoke's pretty dingy place. This is
Sodom.
Yeah, this is Sodom. So I'm we've really left what Ferroin intended for ruin, for it's literally Babel, just for human technology and creation. So I want to try and redeem it, and bring Bo with me to try and be a part of that. But I think right now we just go to the temple, and I try and pray over him, and then also convene with Cruvor Ferroin to try and see what his intentions are for Eversmoke.
So there is one figure you from the very first little escapade. You do know of the councillor Amos, who admittedly was tied up for most of the occasion. He did sort of save his life, so
but he's had a month or so to chill out.
So he would probably be a good contact point if you wanted to try and get kind of council permission, I guess, as such.
Okay, cool.
Do people put tokens here? I see lots of trinkets that are placed around.
I think it's often commonplace to make sacrifices and commit things that are important to you, to Ferrowin, to show the meaning of your intention.
I'm going to take out, because obviously I'm making a new loot, but I already had one and was proficient in it. So I'm going to take out what is an old, dingy, almost like bits of holes within the wood as well, and place it in the shrine. And like, it was the last thing my dad gave me before he left. Maybe it'll have better use here.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure Ferrowin will smile upon your offering.
Can I take one more step into the beyond, if you will, and try and reach to something beyond myself?
Can I give you an advantage in that?
Yeah.
Worse than last time, 10 for origin check.
There's certainly a lot more peace in this space. I mean, I think even Dole would recognise that, like, the gods don't speak. Like, that's not it's trying to. There's a caution in trying to will something that is so beyond what is normal, or what is the usual expression of what we've already heard. However, there is a sense of maybe peace and connection that is definitely more prevalent here, and it's not even that, like, there are gods that work in other spaces in the world, like even in the more industrial, that's just as much an expression of the divine at times as anything else. But there is maybe a sense of peace and connection and wholeness within the kind of realms of Ferrowin that would I would imagine in these different expressions and connections maybe take Bo beyond just themselves in this space, a connection to something bigger, something grander. But it doesn't necessarily manifest in a dramatically divine way, if that makes sense.
What do you feel, Bo?
Not what we felt when we were in the underground ancient cave thing. Something. Just leave the sacrifice there.
I'm gonna happen upon them being in this place.
Fair.
Well, hi boys. I expected to find you here. Bo, you're not normally one for temple.
Not much of a temp.
What brings you out here?
I'm a bit overwhelmed by what we're doing. I think simplicity might be better than what we faced. I don't know if I'm made for this.
Well, I don't know if you give yourself enough credit, cuz I certainly wouldn't have got out of that last place without you. And you know I'm more of a worshipper of Calanith myself, but if you're finding something here that gives you some peace, ain't no bad thing.
I think I'm slowly piecing it in, but I'm trying to still regressing in myself a little bit. This is overwhelming, but words of peace, I suppose, from friends is important.
It's also probably important to note that the encounter in the Sunken Temple is not the first encounter that you all had with something more divine. There was a vision that united all of you of a time long ago, but that was very specifically, I think at the end, was probably the only other occasion that now twice you've heard from something divine. And I guess maybe even in the peace of the moment and reflecting over in the shrine, one maybe very sort of simplistic but not insignificant thought might come into the mind of, if gods have spoken to me twice, why do I think I'm not able to respond?
It's like Indiana Jones, isn't it?
It's just like Indiana Jones.
It's always having experiences of higher powers and always denying it.
Yeah.
Cool. So, unless you guys are still
I think I wouldn't really say much more to them, but just take the time of peace and
Cool.
use respond.
Do I get any response from Aoife?
Yeah.
Pop it
Yeah, you
back
do
in.
get a response back, which is written down in note form. It goes, think of what your sister sounds like.
Gotta be
Get that feminine Brooklyn accent.
Yeah. You can just read it out if you want.
It goes, bro. No, that's not.
Here,
Just about
what's
like,
the-
let's
yeah,
go.
how do you,
That's the
someone give
if
me
you
a Valley
know.
Girl. What's, I can't. My mind's going blank.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Bro.
No,
Yeah, there
no,
we go.
really?
Bro.
Oh,
Ew. Keep that to
No.
yourself.
Absolutely not.
Bro, ew, keep that to yourself. Or, that's a bit much. We'll keep an eye out, but we really haven't had much dealing with them.
Okay. Okay.
You're such a
They
short
haven't.
Yeah, bro, ew, keep that to yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the first, like, half the
Look at his face, he's raging.
War,
He's raging.
War, that's a bit much. We'll keep an eye out, but we haven't really dealt with them that much of late.
Okay.
So
That's
much
fine.
of that message was dedicated to commenting on you coming. Like maybe 30% of the message.
Ross, do you rage a little bit and
30%
burn
of
the
the
piece of paper?
on the sending screen.
Yeah.
There we go.
Five
Like
gold
there's a
worth of
fourth
that.
wall and I send a fireball at Captain. No.
Can you do fireball? Yeah, I think that's a little bit later. That's
I do firebolt.
Hey.
Okay.
It's a cantrip.
Anything else you guys are wanting to do out there? I imagine the kind of 2 weeks are coming more towards an end, but is there anything you guys are wanting to, I guess, regather, discuss, that kind of thing?
I just have that chat with Slurry Moss.
Yes.
And I figure we want this tree planted before we go,
Yeah.
because we will be on a different land now.
Before we do that, should we decide on some sort of like team handshake or like a team hug or something?
We could play the music again.
Yeah, does it involve all your holes?
Hey, my holes are your holes, baby.
That can be the start of the song. My holes are yours.
When I retire as a giant tree, that will be the song that I sing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Like, if we're thinking pragmatically, if that's even the word to use, to be careful. It may not be. Using a seed here when there's already a seed a week's walk away compared to like the whole space of the map.
Okay, fair.
No, I think that makes sense to do it.
No,
No,
you're totally right.
I think we should put one there, one over here.
Yeah.
Just
Just
We can
follow
set
them
this
on
island so easy.
Grand Avondale.
Within a 100
And nowhere
mile
else.
radius.
Because if we have 3 left up, is that right? There's
Yeah, we've got 3 left. No, to be
So-
fair, you're totally right. Because what we can do is we can go from one tree to that one, and then from that one to one.
Yeah.
On this mainland. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Then
Yeah.
kibosh that plan.
We should probably.
We're just gonna do our handshake.
Well, no,
We should
so
have one of them.
to know where the other weirwood tree is, so there's other weirwood trees you can travel to no matter what. But because we can't go across the land mass unless it's a weirwood tree. So no matter what, we'd always have to walk to the town we're just in to go elsewhere.
Well, no, you could, if you
Unless you plant
go
one
to
here.
the Heartwood tree in Haver's Fen,
Yeah.
you can then use that tree to get anywhere.
get to a
in-
different
in-
tree,
in-
yeah.
in-
In-
Unless you got a week
Yeah.
away's walk or whatever, to get to.
Okay, I guess to get to it in
So,
the first place.
Yeah,
you
it
need
leaves
to
us
walk.
a week of pause if that makes sense before we start. But is that week worth 2 seeds? That makes sense.
No.
Maybe.
Should we pay someone to make that path nicer? So we don't have to go from the bog and dangerous. Should we make Abersfen this massive?
Yeah, we could be
transport?
like spreading the word of Haverspec.
Yeah,
Like-
everyone, you gotta go there. It's
Like its change is completely amazing now.
all the improvements on it.
natural, the
Yeah.
this crazy tree.
I'm so naturally.
Great
actually.
agriculture.
Roll maybe
Actually,
some
yeah.
persuasion as you're going around town just to
Let's
sell
think.
Yeah.
Haver's Fen as a tourist destination.
Alright, 16.
23.
10.
16.
Yeah.
16.
Between all of you can be fairly confident that the word of Haver's Fen is definitely out there,
Nice.
much more substantially than it was before. As there's nothing backwater, you hear some folks going, I could maybe take a little visit down there, or maybe I'm thinking about relocating, so who knows? So yeah.
The community's been overwhelmed, it's been gentrified.
Yeah, this tiny
All the
little
locals have had to move out
Yeah,
to live there.
Yeah.
Giant barrel's got a neon sign.
Yeah.
That's
great.
Yeah, gentrification has taken place,
Yeah.
and none of them live there anymore. But yeah, well, all of that would take time. Though,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay, sweet.
Okay, so what are you guys wanting to do? You've got basically the kind of invitation to come back and discuss with Edgar whenever you're kind of ready.
Do we reconvene in the Humble Buddy? In the tavern? Where we're staying?
Sounds good.
Are we staying in the Humble Buddy Tavern, or are we?
Do we have
I
lodgings?
think you have lodgings in the lighthouse.
Lodgings in the
as well.
Oh, we
lighthouse.
have it in the light? Oh, we'll
Or
stay-
at least adjacent to, maybe like there's a kind of wing for members coming back and in between trips and such like.
Cool.
Okay. Enlightened?
Has it got like a nice sort of common room with
Yeah, I imagine
chairs
so.
and like a
Nice-
hearth? And...
Yeah, hearth and there's sort of
Cool.
plush chairs
Yeah.
and all the rest of it. Sort
Cool.
of very that kind of old wood smell and like leathers and gentleman's smoking room kind of vibes. to
Yeah.
it, but-
Cool.
What's the deal? So obviously we've got in this letter from Iain Port. If we receive like
We're so much behind.
operations from ne'er-do-wells, like are we supposed to make a judgment call and be like, actually you guys are in the wrong here? Or do we just blindly follow the letters that we're given?
No. So like that was what
No, I
I think
think
Thorne was
to our
trying to convey
discretion.
was
Yeah.
it's
Our
at your
discretion.
discretion entirely. So the letters, the way that like the lanterns tend to treat them is there is something of intrigue here. Something is not quite right. So go and investigate. It might be that you'll get like paid for it and such like. Great, that's a boon, but it's not that you have to follow the contractor. It's not a mercenary organization. It's just more. There's a need here. It is your discretion how you respond to it. But
For me, what is going on in Ironport seems to be a more pressing matter in terms of timeline. We can pick up seeds or corrupted plants whenever, but people are in danger.
I'm as much as I'd enjoy a little holiday over in the rest of the world. Yeah, perhaps the trip back home might be prudent if there's an emergency going on.
Although it is, well, perhaps it's worth noting in my research into the Botanical Society, I discovered that Skollir used to be a large exporter of grain, but they've stopped their exports almost entirely, and it seems like there's some kind of conflict going on between the local farmers and their ruling military classes, so there could be people who are in danger there as well. And well, while initially I was against it because the reward isn't as great, I do wonder actually if we might be better off starting off on that smaller mission, as Bo was saying, something that's maybe perhaps easier to handle, but actually might be more important than I had first thought.
I think missing one of our party is not exactly helpful for this. We get to have Ollie underfoot.
How far reaching are the grain fields, the wheat fields? If we just go and plant a seed where the wheat fields are, will they get a small boon temporarily? So food will be slightly plentiful for a little bit.
For a
it's hard
couple
to
miles.
say. That I think the description in the letter implied some kind of blight. So while the seeds do seem to
bolster, kind of like the equivalent of casting a spell like plant growth, bolster the kind of productivity. It doesn't necessarily undo damage from like a disease or blight. That's not necessarily what the seeds that you like. Basically, it seems like when you guys were in Haver's Fen, the lifting of this kind of curse that had been on because of the mother was the first thing, and then the seeds bolstered the land. You don't know that the seed would necessarily undo the work of blight.
Although it's worth also wondering, can we trust what information is in the letter? If that's coming from the ruling classes, from the military? Or might it be that the farmers actually are holding on to the grain and not allowing the exports to go out if there's this conflict? It could require a little bit more investigation to really find out what's going on down there.
It's funny you should mention the truthfulness of these letters, because I'm deeply unconvinced by both, if I'm honest. I think I'm willing and ready to visit both, but I'm skeptical of what we've heard and what we'll see. I also love the idea of reclaiming the name of the Brass Lanterns and bringing some new glory to it in Voldrath, as they clearly don't seem to think much, but I'd like to prove what us from Grand Avondale are capable of. They may send us over on a goose chase on a soil expedition, but we might redeem them in ways they didn't think possible. If we've already encountered a god, we can do so much more than just take samples.
And perhaps restore a little bit of honor to our compadre, who does not seem to be held in the highest esteem.
Exactly. Show him show them what he's capable of.
I third it. I'm not gonna give any more than that. So
I'm a little torn because I'm for it. I sent a message to my sister over there, and seems like she's safe. Hopefully, won't do anything stupid. If Ferris Heart Consortium are kicking up a fuss, but you think it might be more important in some respect?
And I guess your uncle over there as well.
My uncle's somewhere in Riftspire, but I have no direction, so it'd be pretty difficult to find out.
It's a big place from what I've heard.
It's pretty big. And I don't know, maybe we go around, we do a few quests, we do a few missions, we get some experience. And we'll get some clues along the way. I think sticking with the Brass Lanterns at this point seems to be the best path for me, anyway.
Not to cast aspersions on your kind, but I'm skeptical of these industrialists and these machines that they're creating. No offence, Goose. You're a lovely machine. And I'm quite inclined to leave them to the situation of their own creation if they're struggling.
I think they must be stopped.
The industrialists. Aye.
You think these fabricants that they're making are more like you?
I think someone has perhaps reprogrammed them to take back the power from those who should not have it.
You think they're maybe staging some sort of rebellion, and we should probably help them out?
That is what I think. But I'm open to it. I'm sure rebellion can be squashed in 6 months.
Yeah, I'm inclined to get a wee bit more soil under my boots, before undertaking toppling a revolution.
Fair away.
But the money is better.
We will do both.
Well, that's true.
If we
That
have
is
time.
Unless we die.
If we're going here first, seems like a smaller mission. The travel time to get there, teleport back, will give us more time to find out what's happening in that direction. We have more information about the land here.
Admittedly, that's the only one I researched.
We had a whole week.
I was busy.
I was trying to find out more about the consortium, but I didn't get many leads. There was they've got some dealings here in Eversmoke, so I was trying to find out what they trade, who they trade with. Mainly in mechanical apparatus. They've got their own sort of Ferris script that some sort of financial lingo that they own, and
it's script. It's a currency.
Oh,
I don't know if I
heard
said that wrong, but it is script.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Cool.
Sebastian, the eldest son of my creator, is in control of the economy in Ireland.
Would I know that?
I don't know if you'd have discussed that or not necessarily.
No, this is
but-
the first you that's the first I have heard about it from the letter, or from you mentioning that Sebastian was part of it, and my knowledge of Sebastian as
Oh wait, no, yeah.
capitalist, and specifically within sort of economical terms.
Yeah. Oh, the Sebastian guy that these people were talking about in relation to the consortium, that he's in control of this whole thing?
It sounds like he has his hands well within Ireland.
Seems like we got more of a connection with Ironport than the fields. But I guess Oleander has this.
This can wait. I like this one. Let's go get some soil or something.
It might turn out to be something bigger.
Yeah,
and we can.
Sounds like it.
That is what I wonder. There's more going on there than meets the eye.
And if it's maybe connected to the noose guys, under guise of another botanical expedition, like you were saying.
I've got if we found these people and they're not known by the Brass Lanterns, I'm actually kind of questioning whether both places have got a link.
Quite possibly.
Might be bigger than we realize. This is issue we have to meet this very second, or is it one we can wait for all the answer on?
No, I'd probably suggest you kind of head your way towards Thorn, just to sort of conclude at least with him where you're likely to be going next. It doesn't need to be an absolute commitment, but just at least to suggest to him the direction you're headed.
Earlier we were talking about maybe going down to like Port Solent, and then
Sure, we could ignore both missions.
like well, we could.
Let's go.
Stressed in the end. No, we're just gonna go over here.
Why were we going there?
We could either go that way or
Like that seems like a very long path to go through around here.
I mean, if we get onto the continent of Dornvara, I can take us to Port Solent.
oh right, because you know it already and you know the trees there. So if we planted a tree somewhere, then we could.
Yeah, we need to plant a tree somewhere and go about it.
Was that not the chat that we had earlier?
Yeah.
I'm not hallucinating that.
Would we want to spend
I don't know.
one of these seeds in that way,
Do we-
growing a tree just in a random spot so we can get down there?
But then if we do it in a place that's quite central, then it's always somewhere we can get back to if we're needing to go
Especially
somewhere
since
else.
this is all connected.
Yeah. Like more.
But again, we'd have to know the tree.
While Gus might know some trees, I think, or have memory of trees around
Maybe chop them.
Lancia, I don't think you would have travelled east. So you could potentially go east and then use a heartwood tree to get back to more of the quicker.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could get out from the centre out east. Really, like if that makes you'd have to. Yeah, if that makes sense. You don't know any trees out east. There's basically they're not even. To be honest, there's not many trees out east. There are some northern kind of icy cold forests. A lot of the land is kind of more grassland, essentially, for the most part.
Yeah.
To clarify what you're saying, though, is we'll be travelling there because of the tree, but then that means there's a middle point of everything. We can get anywhere we want to go from there, if that makes sense. Is what I think he was saying. So, because that would mean you just go by boat either direction.
I do like Johnny's
There's
idea
still
of
a
it.
problem now, though. So.
That one of the trees could have been cut down and we all just end up like teleporting into someone's wood store.
I'd also like to point out that these seeds are part of a commitment between myself to this shard of the old deity that's connected to Ferroin, to propagate their name. I don't particularly want to just place a tree somewhere in the wilderness for convenience sake. For our purposes, it's not for our purposes. It's for the propagation of life and faith and connection with that which is good.
No, yeah. I'm sure we can come to some sort of compromise where it's a strategic location for us, but also means something to you, to Crew War.
I think allowing life to blossom anywhere is a worthy cause for Ferroin. Just because people are around? No, that is simplistic.
I don't know if it's probably best if we go your way first here, because then when Oleander's with us, when we're back here at Eversmoke, he can research even further into this area. He might have more information for us. Maybe it's better to go that way because we know what we're doing.
Yeah, we got a bit more. We got some more connections in Ironport.
Right, let's just get on a boat.
We have to say one way or the other, so I think either way is fine, but as long as we just decide.
And we solve the grain problem later.
Roll a d6, 4, 5, 6. We go towards your place. What would be go towards
What's
the
the-
No, I thought we were
It's the
going to
Democratic
Felt stable.
You thought we were going to the
What?
Gunda.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah,
to face
what's that?
off with
I think we
Sebastian
should need to
We do,
research
well,
Let's just do a Democratic.
We'll just do it like that.
Yeah.
and get more XP
If
first.
they crush the rebellion, we will reinstigate the rebellion. That's fine.
Yeah, if they
That
kill
makes
your sister, we'll be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, if they kill your sister, we'll be fine.
She said she's got nothing to do with it.
We'll plant her under a tree if they.
What else did she say in
She
the
could be
message?
lying. Can I instant check the
I don't
no?
know. I think
yeah, I
anyone
guess
who's been
you
threatened
know
for their
your
life wouldn't spend 30% of a message talking about you finishing.
Great. That was crap. 4.
Like you know your sister well enough that she would tell you
sorry,
pretty
6.
straight.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that
Awesome.
you can take from that as you will, but yeah.
Right. So, should we just vote for it then? Yeah. So, hands up for going east.
Which way is that?
That's towards the seeds. Well, sort of the corn and stuff. Hey, perfect.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I'm kind of on the fence. So just
Hey.
Oleander voted to go west.
Did he? I don't want to go back.
Surprising,
I don't want to
but,
go back where I came from.
He was so
Could be.
convinced by
I know.
the rise of the rebellion.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right, so we're
All right.
in your direction.
To
We're going east.
Thorn?
Yeah.
Cool.
You can so head back into the main kind of lighthouse, up towards kind of Thorn's office. You kind of said let the folks on kind of reception know essentially. So Thorn's gonna meet you up there. You head into his office. He isn't actually there yet, but you can kind of settle in the space for a moment. Yeah. Sorry.
Is it not just me? Phineas, you noticing this? Why has he got a glow? Like, is he one of these people that think that the Earth is round? Sorry, that Cinderfall is round?
Because we've had this discussion, and you know that you and I don't exactly see eye to eye on the whole
But the ice swells.
shape of the Earth, of Cinderfall. What?
The ice walls that stop us from going all the way around. I bring up this map. See, look, there's like a blockade that'll stop it.
Because No.
Have you ever made it the whole way around?
It is at least a cylinder.
Wait, to be fair, literally in the last session we did literally
You saw it from space. You definitely saw it was a cylinder.
Oh yeah,
I can't
that's
have
true.
that joke. I can't do that
Good
joke
point.
now. You know what? I'm coming to the bit. No. We saw in that vision, like we couldn't see the whole way around.
So you think that when we had that vision of Cinderfall, that you were seeing a flat disc
Yeah.
from above?
Yes, that's exactly what I saw. Because think about it, we were like here, and we saw like there. That's like a lot of the earth. Like, makes sense to me.
But we didn't see.
No, we did see that because he asked questions about it.
Well, he shouldn't have done that.
Because we remembered that it might not have been there in the last vision.
Well, that was very insightful of you. Maybe you're right, cuz.
Maybe it is a disc.
So, as you guys are having this debate back and forward, kind of discussion around the globe and the spherical nature of the spherical nature of Cinderfall, there is just time freezes for a second as there is a massive explosion. That was somewhat underwhelming.
Let's put a bigger one in.
Yeah. Boom. I really thought that was going to be more dramatic. Oh well. But yeah, there's this massive explosion which just bursts out. Time basically freezes. I need you all to make a dex saving throw from
Advantage, remember.
5.
Oh, from
Yeah, did you
and let me know what you get.
21.
So 15 is what you're trying to.
same thing. 17.
24.
Oleander did fail. So it's half damage if you pass.
Oh, Mr. Pickle. Let's see Mr. Pickle. Oh, Mr. Pickle did not do well.
And I said I was absolutely raging at the fact that he thought it was there this way.
So
Take
it's,
half of half damage. No.
So 43 points of
Mr. Pickle's
damage, or
dead.
half damage as it
Yeah, I'm down.
just
Are you right? Oh my goodness.
explodes out, almost kind of in slow motion as this takes place. The window just shatters glass. It's absolutely everywhere. Like this room is just in chaos. There's a massive gaping hole in the wall, and you guys are all thrown back, taking whatever damage is relevant. But in that kind of moment, as you're sort of almost frozen, being thrown back in the air, you notice that kind of iron brazier that was just up on the shelf, it is utterly undamaged, and it just suddenly starts to ignite. There's a flame within it, not like a regular fire, but like this kind of pure white argent flame that just sort of bursts out of it, and all of you feel pulled into the flame, kind of just drawn into it, and this sort of silvery light that just encapsulates all of you in the moment. You hear in the distance this chivalric horn that just blasts in the kind of filling your eardrums. The city kind of noises, silence and quiet, and all of a sudden your eyes awake as the kind of pain and the noise of everything else going wrong is suddenly quieted. And you look and you find yourselves as the kind of light sort of shimmers away. You're no longer in the office.
Am I awake? Am I alive again?
You're alive again, yeah. Yeah, you awake, your eyes open if you took enough damage to be kind of knocked unconscious. And the pain or whatever the damage, it's utterly gone. You look at yourselves and you find you're in like steel armor. Like you look, and the room that you're in, it's medieval in feel. There's this sort of substantial round wooden table right in the middle of the room.
Is this
There is, and you look around, and all around this table are a whole bunch of knights.
Amazing.
And we actually shifted to Pendragon. Let's go.
And we'll pick up there next time. There we go. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for what is the end of the first chapter here in Cinderfall, but we will pick up next time with a particularly special one-shot exploring into Daggerheart. So we'll see how that goes. But it's been an absolute pleasure. Until next time, thank you very much for joining us. See you later on.
Cool.
See
Thank you.
you.
Nice.